It's a trap. It actually is a trap. It's a trap.
Who let Gen X off the hook? Why aren't we talking about those guys?
My good sir, first and foremost, let me say thank you for acknowledging the existence of Gen X. You see, we of course are the forgotten generation, and for the most part, everyone ignores that we exist, or they just want to leave us alone and not mess with us at all. Now, to answer your question, who let Gen X off the hook? Well, I don't exactly see it the same way as you. I don't think we were let off the hook at all. I think that no one wants to mess with us. And there are two main reasons for that. Number one is you're all dependent on us in one way or the other. The boomers, as they get older, get ready to retire, probably transition to Valhalla soon, they become more and more dependent on us as the days go by. And they also know in great detail what kind of a monster they created, and they're not ready to stick their hand in that bear trap. The younger ones, well, you've never become independent from us, relying on us for everything from your cell phone bills to your insurance, or even sometimes the roof over your head. And why would you bite the hand that feeds you? Now, the second part, and probably the scarier part, is what we Gen X are. We are the most rabid and feral generation ever. You see, the way that we were raised, forced into this place called the outside, we were left to our own vices to learn how to survive. And because of that, we've become inventive and creative in all aspects of our lives. And as far as our methodologies, some of them probably don't align with that of the Geneva Convention. And yes, we did want to live our lives just like William Wallace was, to be a farmer, to be left alone in some far-off place. But of course, if you invite us into a battle, we will come, and we will probably obliterate you in methods that you don't want to experience. So, I think that answers most of your question. And I do appreciate you thinking about us, but I also appreciate you leaving us alone as well.
Hello, let me just say I don't like either of you.
Well, that's understandable. I hope I didn't scare too many of you away with my little Gen X video. The bunny rabbit does die at the end. But anyway, hello and welcome to everyone here. The show is starting now, and I do want to say that we do have some quite interesting information and stories to tell tonight and to read for you, and we have video clips and things that we hope will inform and educate. But let's say hello to Mallory and Michelle and Steve's Vapes. And who else is here? Michael Redfern and our wonderful, wonderful friend Peggy at eSig Source, our Vape Cats lady. We love her to death. Homicidal Maniac's here as well. And Kevin is in the back room. Say hello to Kevin. I'm just going to bring him real cold. Kevin!
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
I don't identify with any generation, so fuck off.
That's exactly the Gen X philosophy.
Is that the motto? Mantra.
You are, but I think you're a couple years too old to actually be Gen X.
No, I don't think so.
No, I was actually thinking
7.
I was actually thinking though, Kevin, if you think about the demographic of most of the people that we, not counting all the epidemic of children's that are vaping, apparently, but most of the other, and I'm sure there are some older farts even in there, but most of the generation of vapors, of people that use safer nicotine products fall in that Gen X category.
Probably.
I mean, you would think the vast majority fall in that within those dates of the, the late 60s all the way up to like 80 something. So yeah, I mean,
we're the last generation.
We are the last real generation. How about that,
Michael? It should say, "Get off my stairs." Look at Patrick trying to figure it out.
we didn't call that grass.
Eh,
That shows his age, because people stopped calling it grass in like the mid-70s.
hooch. I smell
So.
hooch.
But what the hell's been going on in your neck of the woods, Kevin?
Nothing. Not a thing. Just stuff. He's a millennial. Oh.
See, he lost all
Hold it
respect right
against you.
there.
No, I won't hold it against him.
Millennial. There's a little overlap. There were some early millennials that hung out with the younger Gen X kids that were
His parents may be Gen X.
latchkey. Well, most of these millennials, yeah, they are. They are the early Gen Xers kids were teenagers at the millennium, and the older, or those were the older Gen X, the kids of the older Gen X kids. Now the later Gen X kids are having brats now, and those are the worst of the worst. But
so my kids are Generation Z, I guess.
what the hell is that?
I don't know. Whatever the chart said.
He says his mom is a baby boomer, so you must have been a change of life baby. I mean,
you were raised right. That's what I say.
I would hope, but
Well, then reason to be right.
But there are some quite humorous videos on the YouTubes about the Gen Xers. I think if you find a few minutes, you go watch some of those. Not right this minute. Like, we have stuff to talk about, but after we're done, or tomorrow. You know that Tuesday is the July 4th holiday there, Kevin.
Is it? Yes, it is.
Yes, and that is the second favorite holiday of the year for me.
It only took me about 18 freaking appearances, Michelle, to figure out who you are.
Really?
Shh, don't say nothing. Shh.
Really?
Yes.
How did you not know that? You see Troop says hello.
Look at Troop. You just popping in.
So, Kevin, did you save up some tweets so that we could award the first Vape Cats tweet of the week?
There is one. I should have actually.
I don't want to show it right now, but I'm just making sure that you did your homework. Right. Like that's that's for sometime later in the show. We don't want to do that right away. We want to save the Vape Cats tweet of the week for somewhere in the middle of the show.
I forgot.
Why is Troop asking me if I'm free right in the middle of my show? Do you see that? He says, "Are you free, Patrick?"
Is that?
Is he asking for a date, or I mean, what's going on? Right in the middle of the live stream, here. Are you free?
Well, it'll be fine.
And I mean, of course, I'm a married man, Troop, but in a philosophical sense, we are less free every day. Except
slowly picking at you. Every bit of it.
This week, I think we've had some now what I would consider advantageous decisions from the Supreme Court to shore up some of those freedoms. Of course, there's going to be some detractors and people that are upset, but the affirmative action thing in college admissions, I think that you should be able to get into college based on the quality of your work and education and your grades and the sweat of your brow. I fully supported that. I don't believe in, you have to have so many of this kind and so many of that kind. I think that limits our excellence, that allows mediocrity, and just based on, well, we have to fill a quota, and I'll fight to the death on that one. Then the wonderful and glorious decision that people should be able to have the right to do business with whoever the fuck they want to do business with.
Yes.
Now, if it was, if I designed websites and a gay couple came to me and said, "Could you design me a website?" I would say, "Sure."
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. I don't have any problem with that. But if you do have the problem with that, you should have the ability to make choices for yourself and for your business and not accept their money. It's a bad business decision as far as I'm concerned, but you should have that right. And then the wonderful idea that if you sign a contract and agree to borrow money and pay it back, that the government is not going to ignore the fact that you signed a contract. All these people, the student loan thing. I had $160,000 of student loans, Kevin, and I busted my ass. I worked. I saved my money. I paid my bills. I paid my student loans off in right at 10 years. So I think if you go to school and you earn a degree, you should be able to find a job.
I like Michael.
If you borrow money and you go to school and you fuck around and you don't pass and you still owe that money. Yeah. That's your choice. Those are you have to learn at some point to be responsible for your choices and your decisions.
Without rattling my own brain, doesn't it set a precedent for the government itself to go, well, we forgave those loans, so now we're going to forgive our own. We're not.
Well, I mean, my thing is that they're diminishing the value of somebody's signature on a contract
and worth or lack.
So therefore, they can break any contract. I mean, they're putting they're putting it out there that in the past, my word is my bond, but my signature is
so much for strength,
right? So if you sign your name on the dotted line, you're agreeing. You're putting your name on that contract. That means if your name is worthless.
Oh, Fig.
There's Figster. Hey, Figster.
I'm not sure what you mean by that they'll forgive the GI Bill or that it's already.
I thought I don't know. I mean, other than the fact that I thought that there was money for soldiers if they served, they could go to school. I don't know anything about any controversy about that.
I think you're correct, and it should never be, or it is never chargeable.
I mean, no, GI Bill money is money they owe you. I mean, they signed an obligation that give you X number of dollars for a number of services or number of years of service for your education. If they're fucking around with that, you let me know, and I will know about it then. But as far as I don't have any experience in that area because. Oh, he's saying that's the OG.
Yeah. Correct. Yes. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I love that.
Tons of guys that signed up, they got their money, they went to school, then they served. Yeah. They were in ROTC all throughout high school. Some of them started in college in ROTC. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they still do that or not. I mean, people are no longer proud to be Americans anymore.
Jeremy was in ROTC for like 9 minutes. It's a long story. He got the uniform, though.
Was there a girl involved or something? Or did he realize that he had to get up early and do PT in the morning?
Well, a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a wonderful tweet, Kevin. This is not in the show notes, but I do want to show it because of the wonderful response from all of our people.
Okay.
So the WHO posts a tweet today. It says kids are being recruited at an early age to do vaping and e-cigarette because they think it's cool. Then they get hooked for life. E-cigarette and vaping itself is also harmful. It has to be regulated. And then there's a video here. Let me make sure I got this is Tedros, but yeah.
When the tobacco industry introduced electronic cigarette and vaping, one narrative they tried to really sell is that this is part of harm reduction. It's not true. It actually is a trap. Kids are being recruited at early age, 10, 11, 12, to do vaping and e-cigarette because they think that it's cool because it comes in different colors, different flavor. Then they get hooked for life. Most actually move into regular.
So I have to stop this liar. So he says most kids. I thought we didn't know any information about long-term,
Right.
vape stuff but okay. So he says most kids move to regular cigarettes. Explain that to me. How do they? I mean, explain it, because I haven't never. We've been talking about the gateway for about 10 years, and nobody's been able to find it. As far as I can tell, that gate is fucking locked.
It's rusted shut. It's been rusted shut since I think 2017.
There's like a fucking padlock on there. Wells Fargo truck parked in front of it.
Do you know why?
To it.
Ask me why I know this, Patrick. Go ahead.
Why do you know this, Kevin?
Well, because I wanted somebody to prove themselves right, and I kept watching these fucking numbers, and I don't understand the fucking 17 different ways to Sunday to figure out, well, we did Indiana, but now we're doing Indiana again in a different way with a different place. And then we're going to go to the inner city schools, but we're not going to tell you where we're going. And then the higher risk place, of course. And I thought, maybe they are going to fuck with these numbers. Maybe they are going to.
They're gonna massage the numbers and get what they
want. It's quite possible to coerce and fuck with numbers, because it's tobacco control math. And the more I kept watching folks like Dr. Gardner, Juka, the rodent, among others, I kept going, well, yeah, there's no. Where the fuck are the smokers? You promised me. Where are my fucking new smokers?
Because Oklahoma,
God damn it.
Oklahoma released their numbers, and they said there are fewer number of kids smoking and fewer number of kids vaping in Oklahoma as of last year.
And then I saw the words due to low statistical precision. And I thought, and that was 2019. And I thought, well, if it's so low that you can't report it due to poor statistical precision, then clearly you failed on your promise to me to get more young people to smoke. Now, this just makes me angry. Get off my lawn.
I'm just mad. I'm angry.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
E-cigarette and vaping itself is also harmful, whether it's electronic cigarette or e-cigarette or vaping. It has to be regulated. Please protect your citizens.
So I think the way we protect our citizens is to just remove the WHO.
That's what I say.
So here's Mallory. Mallory says there is no tobacco and nicotine vaping, so vaping is not equal to smoking, or is equal to 0 cigarettes. If you must, for my juices to equal 400 cigarettes worth of nicotine, or averaging 480 milligrams of nicotine, 12 milligrams per cigarette, I would need to vape 800 mils of e-juice in 20 days to smoke, blah, blah, blah. And then she has a rather long and extensive response here. She's got numbers and quotes and all sorts of stuff.
Good.
Mallory has been trained. Like Mallory is fully trained. So then James says WHO tobacco control treaty meetings are closed bubbles of cultivated groupthink. WHO damages public health. 100 specialists call for WHO to change hostile stance, blah, 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 FTC, blah, blah, blah. And there's a link to Clive Bates. And then James again with a whole lot of tweets. And, oh, look at that.
Isn't he cute?
Bloomberg has his hand up Dr. Tedros's ass. Isn't that?
Well, rightfully so.
And then you see what the rodent did here, Kevin?
Look at the rodent. Here's the rodent.
You see what the rodent did here? He stole my video.
Yeah.
I should copyright strike him, but I can't because I stole the Akbar, and it's all stolen.
Expression. So. You leave the rodent alone.
I stole it all, but I put it together. And then Addie's there with your information about nicotine vaping is not helping stop the 8 million deaths worldwide every year from cigarettes. Stop sending smokers to cancer. Embrace THR. And then there's a link, and then Addie again. Look at Addie. Addie's fully trained too.
Addie's like,
and then some moron named Vaping It, SPEEEI, with the the list of all the anti-vaping organizations that advertise vaping to kids.
Those are the recruiting
puppets,
stations.
with puppets and bright colors. Look at that.
Well, I haven't seen that office locally, but I know there are some. They pass out T-shirts and invite you to the fucking courthouse, right?
But
my quest,
colors.
Patrick, for the more smokers is they don't have to prove me wrong. They have to prove themselves right. In which then I, unlike some fucktards in the public health community, would go, shit. Not only was I wrong, I was really wrong, and I apologize. You fuckers were right, but that hasn't happened yet. Still.
So another thing that I found on Twitter today, because Charlie got retweeted by these people, is a group called the Nicotine Test.
Yes, Dr. Fagerstrom.
The Nicotine Test. So I'm going to share their tweet because it is actually at the Nicotine Test. If you're not already following at the Nicotine Test and you're one of us, you should be following them. So go there and click the button. And if you want to, hit the notifications. If not, you don't have to hit the notifications. But there's some stuff here. These guys apparently are trying to do some work, and I invite them to do work. So I did actually tweet at them with a link to our nicotine and neurodiversity show. So go and like them.
They have 2 pages. Why? They have 2 different pages.
I don't know.
I'll follow them both. I didn't see these people.
Yeah, this is the actual one that actually quoted Charlie. That's why I. The other one's new. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I babble profusely.
No, yeah, I found this one because they actually retweeted Charlie, and it showed up on my feed as a Charlie retweet. So
there's two things. I thought you meant the Fagerstrom test, which I think you've got in the notes. The other one with the nicotine part, just as a momentary note to the future, Clive has a nicotine. I can't think of the name of it. It's a test about nicotine, and it's one of the most frustrating tests you'll ever take, whether you know everything or not, because you don't. So I'll link that later. I'll find it.
I do know everything, Kevin. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's so hot in here. Jesus.
I do know everything, Kevin.
So do you guys have a local like puke and chuck restaurant where all the kids hang out and smoke? Have you seen them? I'm looking for them.
No, because there's no smoking in restaurants anymore, right. Kevin.
I want pictures and proof. I can't help it.
Now, when I was in college, across the street from the main campus, there was an IHOP.
Okay.
And at the time, we were a free society, and you could, businesses could choose to do whatever they want inside of their own businesses. So there was over half the restaurant at IHOP there was a walled off section where there was a smoking section.
When a long time ago.
Now, this never made any sense to me because it was only a half wall with some dowel rods going up and down, like stairs, and all the smokers were over there and all the non-smokers were over here. But there's one thing that smoke doesn't care about.
What's that?
Is a permeable wall.
Yeah.
So especially around test time, that smoke just filled up that area and then kind of crept through those dowel bars and out into the main dining room.
Well,
we were given the gift of secondhand smoke to all sorts of people.
Yeah. Well, they chose to go in there, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you saw this tweet, Kevin, but this is about something that we talk about quite frequently, apparently, on the show. That's one of the things we have to do is constantly talk about fentanyl. So Ryan Marino, he's a doctor, and he's a board-certified addiction medical doctor. says right here. Board certified addiction medical doctor here. This is not true. Cannabis is not being laced with fentanyl because, one, it's scientifically implausible since fentanyl is destroyed at low heat. Two, it's economically implausible because nobody's going to put an expensive additive to cheap marijuana.
Shh, they don't want you to know that.
And three, it's never happened. So he's talking to our sometime friend DeSantis, where he's reading an article about DeSantis. It says DeSantis rattled off a number of concerns he has about cannabis use, starting with the potency of marijuana that, and here's a quote, they're putting on the street, and his understanding that illicit products are being laced with other drugs such as fentanyl. And there's another quote. If you do something with that, it could be good night right then and there. You could die just by ingesting that. So I think that's problematic. Well, it would be if it was scientifically possible, but it's not.
Well,
experts and advocates have questioned law enforcement claims about the previous prevalence of fentanyl-laced cannabis in the illicit market. In any case, DeSantis also didn't acknowledge that creating a regulatory regime where marijuana is subject to testing before consumers can buy it would mitigate instances of contamination. Yes, Michael Redfern is correct. He says you could die from thinking about fentanyl.
I have twice.
Just now, I thought about fentanyl and I died, but I came back. So, Kevin, we've had like real scientists quoted on this show. Like we showed video of an actual PhD scientist from the Tennessee Department of Public Health who says it is impossible for fentanyl to be delivered in this manner. It can't be done. So stop it. But it still happens.
No, it happens because it's dependent upon the wording. As long as they word it correctly, it can happen, right?
No,
that's their process.
If you fall,
I know that.
If you're falling into the Newspeak chat, rabbit hole there, Kev. I listened to a biography today of George Orwell and about what was going on with his life when he was writing 1984. It was quite interesting. But anyway, it is scientifically not possible. You can't do it. But people
are lying to me.
People like to be scared, Kevin. They want to be afraid and they want to have a boogeyman and the fentanyl vape, the vape fentanyl.
There has to be an enemy.
Boogeyman is the current boogeyman that is in vogue. That is the cool boogeyman that everybody is afraid of.
Fix hair.
But this one's quite scary, Kevin. We got a story here, and this is one of several of these stories telling the same thing that I picked up from the UK. So there's this Metro story. It says primary school children are being admitted to hospital due to vaping. So there's multiples of this same story being circulated. It is the new thing. So there's a video. I have a video so that I don't have to read it. So let's watch the video.
Afternoon, Rachel Howe's daughter Rosie failed to call as planned.
What?
What happened?
Why?
Did you break it?
Why?
I rang her phone and one of the ambulance
crew it's getting late. It's getting old. There we go.
Said, we're with your daughter. We're working on her now. She'd come out of work and
there's kids smoking in that tree.
Rosie had suffered a heart attack, but what had caused it was the sudden collapse of both her lungs, a bilateral pneumothorax.
Pneumothorax, Kevin!
You just said that last week, didn't you?
2 weeks ago, we did a whole show about how the pneumothorax is the new butter. What's the butter ingredient? The popcorn lung? Yeah. Pneumothorax is the new popcorn lung. Diacetyl.
Her brain was starved of oxygen, and 2 days later, it was made clear she would not survive. Rosie was 18.
Her lungs were just a massive holes and blisters called blebs, and the bilateral pneumothorax, they were just scratching their heads. They had never, usually that happens in like a car accident or, you know, something where an impact has driven the lungs down.
There was no post-mortem, no official link made. But Rachel is convinced it's because she'd begun vaping heavily 6 months earlier.
Well, is that hearsay?
As repeatedly with chest pain, but as a fit and active footballer, it was put down to a pulled muscle.
I was finding bottles and bottles of the empty liquid. She constantly had it in her mouth, and I kept saying to her, you know, you wouldn't smoke that much, why are you vaping that much?
Since then, the number of times vaping has been cited as a cause for serious illness in boys and girls has soared. Figures obtained by Sky News reveal that in the year to April 20...
Now, I'm pausing this for a minute. So there's another story later on where they talk about the number of kids hospitalized for vaping. So last year it was 2. The year before that was 1. And this year it's 14, according to that other story. But anyway.
21. There were 11 cases where children and young adults aged 19 or under were admitted to hospital, either directly due to vaping or with the practice cited as a factor. 2 of those were no older than 9. But the following year, that figure almost trebled to 32, with 12 boys and girls in the younger age bracket.
Now, these are kids that are hospitalized that admit to vaping, not saying that vaping is what caused it.
The past year, the numbers rose again, with a total of 40 cases, 15 aged just 9 or younger. For many smokers, vaping...
So if there's 15 kids, I mean, again, I have to ask, where are your parents? Where are you? What are you doing? How is this happening?
Well,
I mean, this mom admitted that she was letting it happen. She just said, I kept telling her you're doing it too much. So therefore she knew that she was doing it. How were you not going, you know, you're not supposed to do that because it's illegal because you're a child, you know? But I'm baffled, Kev.
Has been the key to quitting what is the biggest preventable cause of death. But for paediatric chest physician Professor Andy Bush, there's too much that is still unknown, especially for young people who shouldn't be smoking or vaping.
If a teenager starts smoking cigarettes, probably the worst that's going to happen to them is they're going to be sick and throw up behind the bike shed.
Or they're going to love it so much that they go to a 2-pack-a-day habit.
oh,
He says the worst that could happen is that they're going to get nauseous and cough and throw up, maybe.
oh yeah. Well,
Kevin, did you when you started smoking as a 6-year-old child,
nope.
did you respond like that, or did you go, I like this and I'm going to keep doing it?
I thought, well, damn, what the hell is that? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not look very clever. The acute use of e-cigarettes can put them in hospital, can put them in intensive care. Things like lung bleeding, lung collapse and air leak, the lungs filling up with fat. There are a large number of...
The lungs filling up with fat.
I don't understand.
I mean, he's talking about lipoid pneumonia, which is impossible with water-based nicotine vaping chemistry. Lipoid pneumonia does not occur from vaping nicotine. Period. It cannot happen. Impossible.
of diseases that have been described as a result of the acute ingestion of vaping.
Rosie
And it's not ingestion, you moron, it's inhalation. You're supposed to be a doctor.
liked the way vapes smelt, the fact they didn't yellow her fingers, and the price. But her mum says she was becoming more and more addicted. She'd first started using the devices aged 17.
Now, it's pretty clear on here these are not for under 18s, and in fact it's illegal to sell vapes to children. But when
What?
So the mom admits that she broke the law by allowing her child to do this.
Oh, my head hurts. What? Oh, shrew. No. Really? because
When you open the boxes, what hits you first off is real fruity smells, and then you can see the bright colours. This one even looks like a lip gloss.
Okay, all my oldies in the chat room, how many of you are actually colorblind because you're old?
Is that an ego?
And let me ask you another question. If you're going to buy a car, does the color of that car that you're going to purchase, is that important to you? Because apparently they're saying that only children are enticed by things that are colorful. So a candy apple red Corvette would not entice any of the males or some of the females in this chat room.
Is that new car smell something that attracts adults? Is that the... Yeah, okay. Well, allegedly that causes cancer now too, supposedly.
And, you know, I like green in the color of money, you know, that, yeah.
Do you?
So apparently I must be a child still if I like green and
did you hear
the color
and
smell of money.
It's illegal for kids to get them.
Ambassador Chad said the red ones are faster. Yeah.
What? Because I'm cheap. I think I disagree with you being lazy because you got to wash them more. That's what I think about white cars.
I actually do own a white car right now, Kevin, and it was because I let my wife select it.
Yeah.
But I do also have a membership to a car wash where I can get unlimited car washes. So it's fine.
But anyway, it's illegal for children to purchase adult products.
This newscaster here holding up a rainbow. I don't know what that. It's that color chromium device there in her hand. Says that only kids like shiny, colorful things.
Listen,
so you can understand why they appeal to young people, and they cost about £5 each.
There's the added danger that some counterfeit vapes are contaminated or have very high levels of nicotine. The government recently announced it would be clamping down on rogue firms unlawfully targeting teens. Illicit vape enforcement squads are also being set up at a cost of £3 million to uncover the traders selling to young people. It's a welcome step, according to the UK Vaping Industry Association, which describes the current level of enforcement as woeful. It wants to see £10,000 fines for those selling to young people.
Now, those things there, the Lost Mary disposable pod vape, it's an Elf Bar product. I mean, they're saying that I'm a grown man, and look how colorful my blue mod is here. You see how pink. You got that titty pink thing going on there.
Pink. This is.
I got this colorful green thing going on right here. I mean, apparently, I must still be a child, Kevin, because I have colorful devices here.
This is my tribute.
Now I do have a plain black, a gray one here too, but
Yeah, Phil and Deemy. That's my thing there.
You got your titty pink device there, okay?
People. But it also points out that 76,000 people die from smoking each year in the UK, whereas there's not a single confirmed report of a death from vaping.
I'll be damned.
Professor Bush needs no convincing that Rachel's theory is correct.
Wait a minute.
About what led.
Stop the bean footage. Somebody died from vaping, but there's no confirmed death from vaping. Is that what she's telling me?
No, she's saying that there's no confirmed death from vaping. I'm going to back it up just a second. But this doctor here, this doctor's opinion, is different.
26,000.
I didn't know that they had a Fuji Apple Ice.
Stop being lured. Stop being lured.
I like, when I'm congested, a super high menthol Fuji Apple clears you right up. I'm telling you.
Who's advertising to you right now?
Actually, this news channel.
Wait a minute. Let me get my.
So that says rhubarb.
Oh my God!
Raspberry, orange.
You got a little spittle. You got clean that spittle up off your beard there.
That sounds good.
There you go.
Yeah.
people die from smoking each year in the UK, whereas there's not a single confirmed report of a death from vaping. Professor Bush needs no convincing that Rachel's theory is correct about what led to Rose's death.
I think that mother is right. I think that mother is right. I cannot think of any other explanation.
Now, this doctor should lose his license to practice medicine immediately, because he is confirming a hypothesis without any data. This is conjecture. This is bullshit. This is a guy who's on TV in England with his NHS pin on his lapel and his gay.
I like the tie. Leave the tie alone. It's colorful and fruity.
Tie.
Little puppy dog paws. Look at it.
And he's over here saying
he's trying to attract
I
children.
think she's right.
You see
they already said there was no post-mortem examination of this child. They did not do an autopsy.
Nope.
Without that information, there is no responsible way to make any statement on what the cause of death is. Now, this is my world. This is what I went to school for. So, as a professional, I would call this man to the carpet for making egregious claims, because there's no basis for this at all.
That would cover the facts.
It's powerful validation for a mother who has made it her mission to tell her daughter's story to any young people she sees vaping.
It's just strange to think the world.
So if it bleeds, it leads, Kevin. They can put a mom on TV and monetize her tears and sadness for their ideology.
I like the bow tie.
And she's not in it. I forget sometimes that she's not in it. But I just want people to know this isn't as safe as you're being told. It's really not. And we need some more research into it. We do.
The impact of vaping on young lungs is only just emerging. But what is clear is that there's too much at stake to ignore the risks. Emma Birchley, Sky News.
Patrick, if there's a gazillion 400,800,964 kids vaping, how can they not know enough about the effects of vaping on lungs? I'm just curious. I want that tie.
I'm sort of baffled myself, Kev. But I mean, again, I'm sort of dumb. Like I feel bad for that mother. I feel bad for that mother because she's in pain. She's lashing out, and they're confirming. They're making her feel warm inside. But here's the thing. I'm a medical professional. Spontaneous bilateral pneumothorax does not happen naturally. Not in a healthy female who is not super slight and skinny with a sunken chest. You've seen kids with sunken. This doesn't happen. Something happened to make that happen.
Let's have a moment of silence for Michael's toe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So here, Kevin, this next one to follow up that sad story about the child dying.
Yeah.
I have a story that'll either make you laugh or make you scratch your head or I don't know, maybe make you angry. But here, let's look at this one. This is from Jacarinda FM.
Oh.
And this says, baby girl says her new milk tastes like vape.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you here? What is that? My fucking word.
Kids really do say the weirdest things.
Oh.
I didn't write this story, Kevin. I just saw it. Kevin will love this one. We can't say that it's something new for us when we hear our kids saying the weirdest things, but this one is super weird and a bit scary, actually. A woman posted a cute video of her niece on TikTok. In the video, we see her niece, who looks just over a year old, with her milk bottle on the floor. Auntie asks her to repeat herself, and the baby goes on to say, like a vape. Basically, the baby girl was repeating what her milk tasted like. Now, Kevin,
Well, that's
if you're
conjecture.
if you're a parent of a vape,
Yeah.
and or a parent that vapes, I'm sorry, not of a vape, and you have a baby, and your baby is constantly seeing you do this and putting a nipple in your mouth and blowing smoke out, right?
Yes.
And a baby puts the bottle to her mouth and puts the nipple in her mouth and drinks milk. Now, wouldn't you think that maybe the baby was saying like a vape because she was picking up the bottle and putting it to her mouth versus that it tastes like a vape?
Yes.
Yes. So Auntie was so confused, and to be honest, so were we. Her aunt went on to question her being an old soul, or perhaps it could be reincarnation, because how would she know what vapes taste like? Because that is not what you should assume that the baby is talking about the action. But they're going to put this headline out there so that they can scare people into thinking that maybe her parents are letting her vape, Kevin.
Or maybe they are letting her vape. I don't know.
No, it could be.
It must be. That's what I get out of it. They're actually letting her vape, and then they wouldn't tell you that part. They just think it's funny. They want to monetize that.
Yes. Well, I'm sure that video got a couple million views, and it went viral.
I don't like you. I never have.
Well, neither did Charlie. Did you not hear the video at the beginning of the show where Charlie said he doesn't like either one of us?
Did you see the rodent tagged us?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, let me go to Twitter real quick before I bring up the newest.
Leave that rodent alone.
Shit. Yes. See, now I know that he's watching on the Twitters.
He's running around on that wheel, just going, listen to Patrick and Kevin. Pitter, pitter, patter, patter. Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, there is that. But anyway, let's go back to what I had planned on showing us next.
All right.
This next piece is from Reason, because they're very reasonable people over there at Reason, Kevin.
Normally.
And this is titled Uneducating Americans on Vaping. Oh, did you see Victor's in the chat?
Well,
I have a tweet on our list of things because
I wonder if we have the same
video. It's a video of his loving wife.
I'll be damned. All right,
it's an old tweet, but somebody recently drug it up, so I figured that could go on the list of possible Vape Cats tweets of the week. You never know.
Now I've realized that we do think too much alike. So fuck off. There you go. It ain't the same exact tweet though.
Well, if there's more than one tweet of the lovely Miss Alltech, then it's okay.
Then there you go. Yeah. It's pretty scary that we would pick essentially the same thing. Go ahead. Go. What is this about?
All right. So this says Uneducating Americans on Vaping. Since the FDA began regulating vaping products as tobacco products, American ignorance about vaping's relative risks has gotten worse.
Imagine.
This is from Jonathan Adler. Jonathan H. Adler.
I like the sharp tongue at the very beginning in the intro. Is that's what I like.
Yeah. The FDA, Food and Drug Administration regulation of tobacco products, is supposed to help American protect public health.
That's
I'm getting riled up. Yet, since the FDA endeavored to regulate electronic cigarettes and other vaping products through its tobacco regulation program, Americans' understanding of the relative risks posed by various types of tobacco products has gotten worse. Today, fewer Americans understand that vaping poses less risk than smoking, and this ignorance could have significant consequences for public health. In the new issue of Regulation, Jacob James Rich and I discussed this problem in our article, Uneducating Americans on Vaping, and here is how the article begins. Cigarette smoking continues to be the leading cause of avoidable death in the United States. I like how they at least created their own phrase there instead of saying the leading cause of preventable, so that avoidable death. Nearly 500,000 Americans, 480,000, die each year from smoking-related diseases, according to the CDC. Understandably, this makes reducing smoking and discouraging youth smoking significant public health priorities. Well, fortunately, there are less dangerous ways for smokers to satisfy their nicotine habits than smoking cigarettes. Electronic cigarettes and other vaping products appear to be a substantially safer substitute for combustible cigarettes. Such products can even help some smokers quit altogether. Yet, too few people know this, and the ignorance appears to be getting worse. Yeah.
The propaganda is getting worse.
Well, the propaganda is, making Americans stupider, Kevin. Well, and not just Americans. It's like a virus. It's just spreading.
It's spread to Australia.
Ignorance is it's spreading all over the world now.
But
anyway, since the FDA regulating ends as tobacco products, public understanding of the relative risk of various tobacco products has declined. The FDA and many other expert authorities accept that there is a continuum of risk and that vaping is less dangerous than smoking. Yet a majority of Americans do not understand this to be true. Smokers in particular do not realize that there are less dangerous alternatives to combustible cigarettes, alternatives that could save lives. Patches are fine if they're the high nicotine patches, Kevin. We have nicotine pouches, snus, psilocybin, toothpicks, all sorts of stuff, Kevin. See how I slid psilocybin right in the middle there?
I see that.
Yeah. You notice that? So what explains widespread and worsening understanding of the relative risks of vaping and what can be done about it? Improved messaging and public statements from public health authorities could help, but we are unconvinced such efforts would be enough. The ability of government messaging to inform consumers is inherently limited, particularly when public trust in institutions is flagging because of the stuff that happened the last couple of years, Kevin. Having to put that thing on your face and them telling people that they have to get a shot and all those things. I mean, again, I support the jabbing of needles and the wearing of masks.
So I support personal choice. That's it. Period. That's what I support.
I don't lose my channel.
Clearly, personal choice.
Yes, it is. As we explained below, educating Americans about the relative risks of tobacco products may require rethinking the way we classify and regulate such products, and in particular, allowing those with an economic interest in educating Americans about the relative risks of nicotine products to do so. So there's a cover of the copy of Clearing the Air on Vaping. Let's see. Let me click on a link here. This is from the Cato Institute. Does it really have? Is it going to let me actually? Is it free, Kevin? It's not paywalled.
I don't know. It's hard to.
Oh dear Lord! It doesn't appear to be paywalled. Here, I would. Oh, look at there! Boom! All right. So now if I go back, and where did I? And I go over to here, and I'm gonna
take you to.
No, I want to copy
task on the continuum part.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna quickly do a what's the word? A tweet. Assessment. I'm gonna do a tweet, Kevin, live on the air.
All right.
So we can spread the information live and show people again, because we were asked recently to do a what's it called? A tutorial on how to use Twitter. A tweeter tutorial. So I'm gonna throw that link right there. That's a link to the PDF. You can just click on that and you get the PDF. So to make sure that I credit these gentlemen, I have to stop. I have to stop screen for a second here.
You always should. Victor, as am I, getting tired, but we can feed off each other and give each other breaks. And yeah,
that's how it works. We have to
in 2014, I was really tired.
We have to cover each other as much as possible.
There was like 9 people in the whole world.
Yeah.
Bruni was one of them. Oh man.
Bruni.
Big B.
He's like 1 billion years old.
Thunder Down Under.
Yeah.
He was cranking tweets out like crazy. And Alan and Lorian.
All right, now
Neil.
I can share screen again.
Okay.
But I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to do this.
What? Did you
But
pay?
now it's bold. Did you see that?
What?
What? What?
No
Kevin?
way.
Oh, you mean? Yeah. Well,
because you're paying, right? That's pretty slick.
I am indeed paying for my editing feature, Kevin. I got so tired of the typos that I will freely admit that I am paying for Twitter, whatever it's called, and I have a little blue check mark now, just so that I can have the ability to bold text and to correct my mistakes.
More importantly, correct your mistakes. Go ahead. Because you make them too.
Oh, well, I definitely make mistakes. Now, I'm wondering, is Jacob James Rich? Let's see. Does he have a Twitter? I'm sure he has a Twitter. At Jacob James. Oh, I misspelled James.
Quite possibly him. You don't know until you go to his profile.
I know, right?
Somebody else. Yeah, you could be somebody else.
I have to do this. What? What? I don't want to click on. I don't want to lose my perfectly beautiful tweet yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that because.
Well, if you go to your search and type in that right there.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to
tweet. Your tweet should remain as long as you hit the back button. The let's go.
You think?
You think? I've done it myself. I don't know if yours will do it.
Let's see.
So click on that. Epidemiologist. There you go. So now hit back with the top left there, that little arrow. That's him. That's got.
Well, I want to make sure, but because he would have. You think he would have tweeted?
Go back up. Go back up. I thought that was it right there.
Oh, yeah, he retweeted Cliff. That's got to be him.
So here's another trick. You could actually, for those of you who do not know, you could tweet the link or search the link on Twitter where it says search Twitter at the top right without all the extra blah, 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 blah stuff. Take all that extra crap out. And then if you search Twitter with the actual link or PDF in this case, at times you'll find the original author or the original paper or the original whatever, and you'll find other comments on that within those tweets that you're searching with, which is kind of cool. See how your tweet remained, sir, by the way? Isn't that neat? I've had it.
I know, but
I've had it erased. Don't get me wrong; it's gone away. So I usually open.
I did actually copy before I started this nonsense. So,
right. But yeah, that's kind of neat. Oh, and Bastard said copy in the notebook and paste it later if you want. Yep.
Yeah. I did that.
So you found both. You found both of them.
Yes. Yes. So now they're going to say, this Son of Liberty radio guy's really cool. Did you see he retweeted our stuff?
Oh, I didn't retweet it yet. Oh, you mean you?
No, not yet. Yeah.
Oh. It'll be all right.
Oh. And then we're going to use a hashtag, Kevin.
No, what? Safer? Safer? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to unbold that and rebold this.
Mm-hmm. Look at you editing.
I know. Look at that.
Golly. That's pretty neat. Spread it around. Tell all your friends. Brainwashed, gaslighted Americans. Double plus good.
Wow. See, we've done a good thing. We've again helped retrain people on how to use the tweets, the Twitters. They also got to see some of the beneficial features of paying $8 a month or whatever it is for the blue check mark. And now we're making friends with wonderful people who write for the Cato Institute.
Like these people.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Fine.
Fine. Fine. So let's go to the conclusion. Down here, he's reprinted the conclusion because it is a giant document. It's not something that we can read live on the air, but we can read the conclusion. Public health experts are rightly concerned about the long-term consequences of end use, but leading medical journals continue to highlight the urgent need to accurately communicate to the public that these products are substantially safer to consume than conventional cigarettes, relying upon government public health authorities to convey timely, accurate, and accessible information to consumers about the relative risks of nicotine vaping products has failed. I have video of an FDA mouthpiece admitting to the fact that they put no effort into this type of messaging.
Well, they don't want
admitting
to.
It.
They're not allowed. They're told what to do.
Americans are less informed about the relative risks of ends as compared to combustible cigarettes than ever. Americans are less informed about the relative risks of ends as compared to combustible cigarettes than ever before, and this lack of understanding has public health consequences. Were ends manufacturers allowed to make truthful and substantiated health claims about their products, they would be free to engage in market-driven competitive discovery of how to inform smokers of the potential health benefits of switching to their products. These incentives would also motivate the manufacturers to make their information more salient and digestible to potential consumer or customers. The existing regulatory framework and the FDA's interpretation. I lost my space for a second. The FDA's interpretation of its own regulatory authority makes such market-driven consumer education unlawful. That is correct. As a consequence, public health advocates are deprived of a potentially powerful tool in the campaign to reduce health consequences of smoking. There. So there, again, I just tweeted the link to the full thing. You guys should definitely check it out.
Yeah. So this continuum thing just pisses me off. And you can talk amongst yourselves or tell me I'm wrong if you like. So I'm going to share the Victor screen. I'm not sure if Victor's still with us, but I have to look over here. Is that it? Continuum. Now, on the surface, it sounds important. It's a continuous sequence in which adjacent elements are not perceptibly different from each other. That's the important part. The ignored part is although the extremes are quite distinct. Now, minuscule.
Now, I am familiar with the TV show that's over on the right hand of your screen. A TV show called Continuum.
Hey, you know what? I can't do the other. You can't see my. What the hell?
What?
Well, I hit the other tab. It will only share one tab at a time. I'll be
No, you
oh,
didn't
this-
share screen. You shared a tab.
Oh,
That's
well,
why the
yes.
tabs are not visible across the top of the screen.
Oh, look at that! StreamYard added a new feature to the Victor Share screen. Only it's called View Tab StreamYard.com. Anyway, minuscule, extremely small in size or amount. The risk.
You're quite familiar with that word too.
Well, I was going to say that your wife and I. Anyway, so it's minuscule. We can't say harmless, but I can say minuscule, and I suggest everybody else could too. That's all. The continuum gives somebody, as in continues on. To me, the word is all in the wording, and they're confusing the masses purposely by using that word, in my opinion.
In my opinion,
IMO.
I have to go down
It'll
here
be
real
okay.
quick and make sure I pin this. Pin.
So
Pin.
kiss
I'm
my
now pinned.
continuum ass.
Nobody wants to kiss. That's you. That no.
What are you
that's,
doing?
That's disgusting.
All right, so now I know there's a trick to showing you another tab rather than another screen. That's
You're
the
learning
difference.
every day, Grasshopper.
Every day I want to be proven wrong. Every day, and usually I am. I have a grandson now who will correct me when needed.
Every
Papa.
day.
Papa.
Every day. Let's see here. Oh, here, Kevin.
Well,
Vaping e-cigarettes have ruined my life, woman says.
good.
Is it?
You should have made better choices.
Okay, I'm assuming that's... Never mind.
Stop it.
A
It says
woman
Bell.
who became
Yeah.
addicted to vaping at the age of 16 has warned of the struggle she has faced, claiming e-cigarettes have ruined her life. Belle Moore, now 19, from Bickerstaff, Lancashire, said that she felt she had no control over it and now needed to vape every couple of hours. Kevin, I have to pee every couple of hours, man.
I have to drink coffee every couple hours and I have to pee.
Urinating has ruined my life because I have to do it every couple of hours. I start to get shaky and almost all I can think of. Same thing. If I'm sitting here and I'm holding it in, I start to shake too. And my eyes start to water.
All I have is
all I can
inappropriate
think of.
comments.
She has revealed her story after public health bosses called on the government to do more to stop young people vaping.
And
Belle
rightly
said
so.
she started vaping through peer pressure from some of her college friends and used to hide it from her mother.
It wasn't the colors and the flavors. What is wrong with this girl?
She has since made 2 unsuccessful attempts to quit vaping, but says she has now also become addicted to cigarettes.
I'll be damned. Look at that.
It honestly feels like I have no control over it, she told BBC Northwest tonight. She said she was able to buy vapes at age 16 at a shop which did not ask for ID, even though she looked much younger at her age. It is currently illegal to sell vapes to anyone under the age of 18.
What? Really?
Earlier this week, 9 directors of public health operating in Cheshire and Merseyside called for a countrywide ban on the sale of disposable vapes. They said the rapid rise of vaping was alarming and the vapes may have unidentified ingredients that can be harmful, Kevin. They can be deleterious. They can be
minuscule. Minuscule.
They can be small like Kevin.
Well.
The government previously said it is taking bold action to crack down on youth vaping. Yes, we heard they're starting vape squads, Kevin. They're going to go around and roust all the vaping people and stuff. The vape squad.
You little fuckers, get on your knees.
No, they don't. They don't have guns, Kevin.
Oh, that's right, Canada.
This is the UK.
UK.
Yeah, no, it's UK.
Well, they got,
Belle's mother, Lynn, said she hated watching her daughter vape, adding something drastic needed to be done. I hate that she feels the need to do it because she's addicted and it's so hard for her to stop. I hate that she's got to use her hard-earned cash to buy vapes and cigarettes because of the addiction. Belle said she had decided to share her story to stop others from facing the same difficulties. I know how much of a struggle it's been for me. I've started coughing more and getting sick easier. What?
Yeah, right, sure. Well, she's smoking, remember?
I haven't had a cold, not a single cold, in like 12 years, Kevin.
Yeah, but she's also smoking now, so that's quite possible. It's conjecture, but yeah, maybe, could be, quite possibly.
I think somebody just wants to get her picture in the local newspapers. If there's anyone who is thinking of starting vaping or starting smoking, definitely don't start smoking. If you're younger, don't, because it can honestly just ruin your life.
Vaping is the new Tinder.
So my prediction a couple weeks ago was that pneumothorax would be the new popcorn lung. So
yeah,
we've seen many stories over the last couple weeks of pneumothoraxes. Now we have the sad stories of homely looking girls, girls or people.
Some guy in a tie, bow tie.
Yeah.
I like the tie. I don't like the fact that he's using it because Dr. Rodu wears bow ties. And I appreciate and respect him. And now he's given Dr. Rodu a bad name.
I seriously can't respect anybody with a bow tie, Kevin.
Minuscule.
So I saw this. This actually has nothing to do with vaping, Kevin, but I saw this, and this proves how far our race has fallen.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll try to be open-minded.
I'm gonna. All right. So this is gonna. So anyway, this is CNN International, and the story says world's hardest dish: stir-fried stones are China's latest street food fad.
What?
Yeah. Let me make sure that I want to present. Share screen. I want to make sure that you can hear all of the sounds. Okay, so we're gonna maximize this so you get the full effect of this. So those are rocks, right? Okay,
they're rocks.
This Chinese stir-fry features rocks as the main ingredient, and social media calls it, quote, the world's hardest dish. People are supposed to suck off the flavors, then spit out the rocks. Hence the dish's name, sodio, meaning suck and dispose.
So, suck it, Kevin.
What if you're drunk? Don't do rocks.
So what's really sad about this is that this was, all right. I mean, there's a book, and they made it into a TV show on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, it's called Good Omens is the name of the book. And it's about the end of the world. And one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is famine. If you read your Bible or, so there's this guy named who's famine. And he opens a chain of restaurants that serves food with no nutritional value at all.
Yeah.
There's actually no nutrients in it. There's no calories in it. It's just food that has taste. This is literally that.
We don't like flavors.
They cook the rocks with sauces and spices and stuff that coat the rocks. And then you put it in your mouth and you suck on it and then spit the rock out. So you're getting no nutrition. You're paying money for spices but you're getting no nutrition out of it at all, Kevin.
This is going to attract children. You know that.
I'm wondering if this comes into America or even Japan, for example, where this is at. Or China, how many kids are going to be in the ER with rocks in their stomach?
Well, I can't.
The dish originated in Hubei province and is said to date back hundreds of years. It was reportedly passed down for generations by boatmen through their oral history. Street vendors cook the pebbles with spices, chili oil, and garlic on a sizzling grill. Each portion costs about 16 yuan, which is around $2.30.
So they're paying $2.30 for 15 cents of spices and oil. And they're getting no nutrition. You're going to be hungry. Now, there's a story about, eating eating Chinese food and being hungry an hour later. This is where that comes from. Because you're not getting nothing's going into your stomach.
Are you tricking yourself into believing? Now, if you had it in there for like 7 minutes, I'd understand.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
7
you thought
minutes.
You'd share. You fucker! I don't know. That's why I don't like it.
I saw that and I said, Kevin is gonna shake his head and get annoyed at this.
I guess it is annoying. I guess on occasion I'll take a cashew and I may pouch it for a few seconds, but then I got to eat it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand how to relate to this for any reason, really. But
it's like eating a peanut M&M. It's like eating a peanut M&M.
Yeah. And you get all the chocolate first.
And getting down to the nut and then spitting the nut out.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because you're still getting something from the candy shell and the chocolate.
True. But I guess maybe they could put rocks in tobacco and have a new form of snus, right? Or no, that's not snus. Just I guess chewing tobacco, I guess, would do that.
But do you really want to have a rock in your mouth over here between your
But here's a science question.
Cheek and your teeth, and then somebody punch you in the face and you got a rock in your mouth? I mean,
well, it depends on who the rock's mouth has. I know this is going to sound dumb to everyone. Are rocks porous enough to retain fluid?
No, it's just on the outside.
Yeah. Okay, so they're not porous in. I mean, some probably.
No, it's not. It's not soaking into the rock. It's just you're going to suck
and
the
if it
juices
did,
up, and then you're going to spit the rock out.
And if it did, then I would go, oh well, this kind of makes some sense.
This is how stupid the species has become, Kevin.
Become.
Again, I'm no expert on Chinese culture, but I have been to China a few times, and I've never seen people eating rocks before.
Can you read that?
Yes, it's the same thing that's in my window.
What the fuck is that? They're eating. Oh,
yeah.
I think every child that's vaping should have to do that. That's what I think. I think the parents should find some rocks.
Hey, you know what? Get some rocks and put some what's the candy that comes in the straw? The powder?
Pixie stick?
Not pixie dust. Well, I guess you could use pixie dust.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Wet some rocks and sprinkle it with the pixie dust and let them suck on the rocks.
Now look at Steve over there. He's just getting smart.
Are you saying he wasn't smart before?
Steve, in any form. The FDA said in any form. Pixie Stick. Fun Dip. That was it. I bet that's it. Is that it? What are you talking about? Is that it? Fun Dip was that powdery crap.
I don't know.
Powdery
I was thinking the stuff that's in the straw.
Minuscule.
Sugar, colored sugar in a straw is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other gems do you have on the bean footage roll? What the fuck was that about?
So this says vaping among school children has become a moral panic in Britain. E-cigarettes are bad, but other things are far worse.
That's right.
And then there's a picture of a girl blowing smoke out of all of her orifices.
Including her eye. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it says, oh, I can't read this. Never mind.
Odor.
I can't read that. It's only for paid members.
Oh well.
Assholes.
Minuscule.
The one that I was reading last week said, do it later. Like register later.
Oh no.
No.
You could right click it and incognito it, but I don't know if
it doesn't even because it's not one of those ones where you get so many free views. It says you have to register to get 3 free views. I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
All right. So back to Twitter. Jeff Stier says, breaking news, at FDA refuses to authorize any flavored e-cigarettes for adults, and now there's a major black market. Imagine that.
You see, I smell sarcasm within that tweet, and that's what I like right there. That's good.
Yeah. Who would have guessed?
I
think everybody just raised their hands.
Probably both.
It's not like we didn't predict that shit was going to happen for years. But anyway, it says thousands of unauthorized vapes are pouring into the U.S. despite the FDA crackdown on fruity flavors.
Well, thank God for Truth Initiative keeping this in check.
Yeah. So then there's a video here, right?
You're going to get smacked.
There's a video there.
Yeah.
Where did it go? There it is. Here, let's watch the video. And the little thing is just spinning.
Well, yeah. Minuscule.
Why is it just spinning? There it comes. So, and there's no sound, so we can talk over it. Pinecrest, Florida. Look at that. Escobars. The AP found that the FDA has been unable to keep up with the flood of illegal disposable e-cigarettes from China. Their influx has forced the agency to try to eliminate thousands of illegal products sold by under-the-radar importers and distributors. Kevin, do you know that you can just go and
every
buy
single
shit?
device, unless it has been
Christ's
authorized
sake.
by FDA, and only a handful have been, and none of them flavored. So any flavored e-cigarette that you see in a vape shop or online or at a gas station, that is not a regulated product.
I don't give a shit.
The increase has been mostly driven by Chinese manufactured disposables, with more than 5,800 disposables.
Those
currently
flavored
available in
products
the
like
US.
Elf Bar that are flooding the market from China, they're illegal to sell in China. And that's because the Chinese government made it very clear they wanted to protect Chinese kids from.
No, they made it perfectly clear that they want to have control over everybody in their country, and they have no choice.
They want to protect Chinese kids? Is what?
No, the Chinese government does not want to protect Chinese kids. I'm sorry.
I had some kind of remembrance of you can only have. Never mind. Go ahead. Keep going. And stop showing her stupid ass.
I didn't make the video. No. The old rule was the one child policy, but I think now if you have money, you can buy a license to have a second child. I'm not making that up. I think you can pay a fee and get a second child.
I'm not, and everybody can agree, the smartest guy in this room. But I have a hard time finding the thought in my head in any part of my life where I thought, the Chinese really care about their people. I can be wrong.
Well, no, they actually do care about the ones that are profitable for them, but they don't care about the couple 100,000 Chinese Uyghurs, and I'm not Uyghur is an actual word. It's a Chinese Muslim. The Uyghurs that they have put in concentration camps, and all under the nose of Hollywood, all the Hollywood people that go over there and make movies, all of the WHO people that covered their asses during the leak of the
human rights violations
that thing that leaked out and got everybody sick. Nobody is stopping the horrible torture. You can go onto Chinese websites and buy wigs made from human hair, and the vast majority of those wigs are from people that are in those concentration camps. They grow their hair and then they shave them. Then they grow their hair and shave them. So
No, Steve.
yeah, China is not they're not giving a
They're not
flying
human friendly.
shit
They're not
about
human friendly.
their kids. They're doing it because they want to have ultimate control of the people that are under their thumb.
Nicotine addiction. So those brands like Elf Bar,
and they don't give a shit about nicotine addiction in their country because they own, the Chinese government owns the Chinese tobacco companies.
It's all in the wording. My dog is barking.
Basically, have exploited our own regulatory loopholes and postponements and failures.
Huh.
The FDA banned fruity flavors from reusable vaping systems like Juul in 2020 amid a surge of youth vaping, but the regulation specifically exempted disposable e-cigarettes, leading to an explosion in new products on the market today.
The FDA has just not been able to grapple the enforcement of keeping these out of the American market.
Now, I have to say that the guy, Stanford University School of Medicine, he's really promoting Camel cigarettes right there. Like he's literally.
It's not so fucking bad. Look at that. He's got Joe.
He must be a fan because like he's giving an interview and he's promoting Camel cigarettes right behind him.
And many of these products come in gummy bear and chocolate and butter rum flavors that we
don't vape those wonderful flavors because Joe Camel is there for you. That's what he's saying right now.
You need to back this up so I can screenshot where it says who he is. I know who he is, but that way we know who he is. Right there. Just a moment, sir. Hang on. Let me get my little fucking brain here.
Let me do this.
This is beautiful. Look at that. I got an arrow for you because I know you like arrows. There you go. What do you do? Oh, you made it bigger. Look at that. I'll get a better shot or a larger shot.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm going to leave our son. Oh, crap. Wait a minute. One more time. I'm going to have to get the Son of Liberty radio in there. There we go. That'll work. I got it.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Stand live on the air. We're creating tweets with long arrows and circles and stuff.
These out of the American market, and many of these products come in gummy bear and
gummy bear. So we should, make sure he says you put that Jeckler, this is his name, right? Doesn't want you to smoke gummy bear or
chocolate and butter rum flavors that we know to be highly appealing to non-smoking teenagers, and they have very high nicotine levels and therefore are potently addictive.
I'm ignoring you for the moment. Just keep rolling. Who is he? Yep. Stanford? Yeah, Stanford.
Yes, Stanford. Now he's live tweeting. So you have to be prepared to go to your tweets right now and retweet whatever Kevin is just tweeting.
Oh, well, doing it all right.
Hey, Jacob James Rich retweeted my tweet already.
No kidding. Stanford.
I feel special now.
What did he say?
So
fruity?
Yes. Well, he said cotton candy, chocolate. There was a third flavor, something cream. Dude, no matter how many times or how high you raise your eyebrows doesn't make what you say true. That is true, Miss Leah Shadav. I think that's a fake name. Shadav. Excuse me. Are you still tweeting?
Yeah.
I just did one live on the butter rum. Steve corrected me. It wasn't a cream. It was butter rum. So it was cotton candy, chocolate, and butter rum. He specifically says those are evil. But I have Joe Camel behind me. Go and buy his cigarettes instead. That's what he's saying. Stay away from that naughty chocolate and butter rum and cotton candy, but definitely go buy the Joe Camel.
Where are we? Son of Liberty, lady. That's it.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad that nobody's retweeted that tweet that I just sent. The author of the paper, he liked my tweet and retweeted it, but none of y'all fuckers have. That hurts my feelings.
I can't do two.
Especially
what Addie. Is it? Cool Joe. What is it?
Joe Camel.
Cool Joe in his background just chilling.
Just chilling.
There, I forgot to capitalize son. Well, that's all right.
No, it's not supposed to be capitalized. It's all. It's a hashtag. Hashtag sonoflibertyradio. See, if you had the edit button, Kevin.
There we go. No, I'm crapping about. Oh, there it is. I thought I lost the Houdini bobber. There we go. What other kind of nonsense do you have for me?
Oh, are you ready for more, Kevin?
Well, now I am. You've kind of lubed me up a little, so.
All right. Here, let me read.
I didn't say you can rub it. I just said you could lube it.
I gotta rub it. I gotta rub it a little.
Oh, the rodent retweeted me already.
Oh, that little bastard.
I love that rodent.
He's playing
like
favorites
a lot
now.
More. A lot more than I like you. Yeah.
So it says here, benzos found in vape juice, Kevin. Drug alert after benzodiazepines found in vape juice in Chilliwack. That's Canadian. Only in Canada does there a place called Chilliwack. Chilliwack. That's like using sticking your hand in ice water before you whack it. I mean, Chilliwack.
What?
You know, I named the show today.
Wow. What did you name
IDGAF.
I don't give a flying flute.
IDGAF. So British Columbia Health Authority has issued a public warning after it says benzodiazepines were detected in vape juice sold in Chilliwack. Fraser Health issued an overdose alert Thursday saying the juice. See, this is what I hate about you assholes in the vaping world that refer to their e-liquid as juice. Dude. It has now become part of the zeitgeist, the zeitgeist, the nomenclature, the words that people use. I don't like it. Juice. Yeah. That tested positive containing cannabis and suspected synthetic cannabinoids and was sold in refillable, unmarked, and unbranded cartridges. Does that sound like maybe it's probably an illicit product, Kevin?
No, that could never happen.
It did not specify where the product was sold. The alert says reported health effects include prolonged sedation, nausea, vomiting, and blackouts.
Oh, listening to FDA also does that to me.
Yeah. Health Canada says benzodiazepines, or benzos, are a class of substances often used as sedatives and tranquilizers. I use ketamine. It's much better. Fraser Health notes that in an event of an overdose, naloxone, the overdose reversing treatment, won't work unless it's an opioid, unless an opioid is also present.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
benzos are not affected by naloxone because it is not an opioid.
Well, then see, because you're smarter than me in those areas.
Well,
you're smart, minusculely smarter than me, but in those areas, you're
It's
a continuum of
benzos all the
risk.
time, Kevin. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
I don't even know what the hell it was. I really didn't. So
Yeah, it's
it's funny because I didn't know what fentanyl was until the start of that crap was really ramping up, and I never heard of that. In cab driving days, I knew things that you may not have known before they were more popular. But I've been out of that, for decades now. And the fentanyl
Kevin,
thing,
you were driving around doing poppers in the cab all the time.
The fentanyl, no, it was caffeine. The fentanyl thing to me, as an example, is, well, what's fentanyl? Now I got to look that up and figure it out. Just like, well, these kids are going, well, what is vaping? Oh, well, these people will tell us. So yeah, you kind of get to learn, and then your curiosity peaks. And sometimes that leads to things. May, could, might, I'm going to give a shout out.
Tag Jackler? You should have tried to find Jackler.
I don't know if he has. Well, I don't think he does it, because if he did, I probably would have known I would have known. That's okay. It's all right. You can find him, tag him. I don't care.
What's his first name?
I'm unafraid. Robert.
Robert Jackler.
Hold on, let me check my.
You got a
Robert
screenshot.
K. Jackler. I was looking, you freak. Robert K. Jackler. I don't know if anybody if anybody knows Jackler actually has a Twitter. I don't think he does, because surely by now I'd have been blocked by him.
He does not. But he also did that wonderful piece about Juul that shows up all the time.
Well, there's 7,000 of them, so I don't know.
Well, the one that specifically uses the Ariana Grande pick.
Not offhand. Or I can lie. Yeah, that one.
You mean to tell me that you don't know Ariana Grande? You know
what
they
were
saying?
Yeah, I do.
This is Ariana Grande. He wrote that piece.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being the dumbass.
Well, there's so many. How do we keep track of all of the dumbasses?
Isn't he part of a patent of a nicotine product? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Did he write a report or so? I can't remember. Well, he's an ear disease guy.
Ear disease guy.
Robert K. Jackler. He specializes in complex ear diseases.
So according to this website called The Verdict, it's a UK website, it might be toxic, but vaping is here to stay.
Oh, well, I thought they were going to ban it. Well, I'm confused.
Young non-smokers who pick up vapes are ingesting nicotine that only doubles their troubles. They're going to be alliterative.
Minuscule.
And then they show this picture of a skater girl vaping with her skateboard. She looks like she's going to go do some pipes or something. Do a rail or
I imagine.
ollie.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Patrick. The risk of skateboarding is probably higher than her non-smoking vape.
I would imagine that yes, the risk of injury while
even with a helmet
would be higher.
Like 80% effective.
Yeah.
Helmet. But
smoking is a great pleasure with dire consequences, and vaping has been long held as a healthier alternative. But with its uptake rising among the youths, the risks must be considered.
Yes.
Whether it's the chronic smoker friend, the stressed parent sneaking in cigarette breaks, or even the classic smoker smokes after a few drinks friend, they are all aware of one shared crucial fact: smoking is bad for you. Many of us do not know exactly why smoking is bad for us. Yes, I mean, obviously you're
inhaling all sorts of nasty chemicals into your lungs that should not be in there. Tons and tons and tons, like 2,000 compounds, Kevin, when you light a cigarette. I mean, it's pretty high.
I'm still worried about the risk of youth when they can't buy them, but go ahead.
Yeah. We all know it's something to do with lungs or cancer or maybe that infamous chemical nicotine. But the repeated messages from doctors, parents, and the grotesque images on some cigarette packages have made their mark. Nicotine is creating terrible teenagers. No, bad parents are creating terrible teenagers, Kevin. The effects of smoking are not experienced equally, and it is an especially harmful act for its less risk-averse users, teenagers. Yes, I did say the Utes. Nicotine can cause serious harm to the developing adolescent brain.
Bullshit.
And particularly impacts the parts of the brain that control attention, learning, and impulse control.
Bullshit.
If that's the case, then my impulse control has been known to be erratic, Kevin. But smoking or nicotine does calm my impulse control down. It makes sure that I don't do stupid things like chop people's heads off or anything, Are you still laughing about the nicotine is creating terrible teenagers?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I'm like a 4-year-old. I can't help myself.
Yeah. All right. In other words, attributes that many teenagers already struggle with. For example, Deloitte's 2023 Gen Z and Millennial Survey found that nearly half of Gen Zers, 46%, said that they feel stressed or anxious all or most of the time. And this survey was only taking into account their experience at work. Well, could that possibly be that goes back to that Generation X thing that I played at the beginning of the show, talking about how we were raised by being thrust out into the world without any supervision and told, don't come home until the streetlights come on, Kevin.
I have a paddle that warms my ass on my garage wall, and it is screwed onto the wall. It cannot come off unless you are strong enough to pull it, because it's drywall, but it's on the wall.
So how are you warming your ass on that, though, is what I want to know.
It used to warm, past tense, previously, beforehand, when I was young.
Yeah.
Among other things. Hangers, pots, spoons.
I think the reason that these kids are so fragile now is that they were not taught to be self-sufficient and to learn how to make decisions for yourself. This is why that Generation X intro video was so truthful on this, because we were taught, get out of this house and don't come back until the streetlights come on, and don't embarrass me.
As a footnote to the paddle, I wasn't really allowed to come home until I heard, literally, and I have the cowbell as well, a cowbell. When you heard the cowbell, that was my mother.
My mother had a police whistle.
Geez, same thing.
My mother had a police whistle, and we would be blocks and blocks away playing like football in somebody's front yard with a Nerf ball or something, and my brother and I would just stop.
Good night, Patrick. Right?
And we'd be like,
like trained dogs.
I would look at my brother, and he would look at me, and we'd go, "We gotta go." And everybody go, "What?"
So one of us is getting an ass whooping.
Mom's calling, and they would be like, "We don't hear anything." And I'm like,
"Oh yeah, you heard it.
There's the police. There, gotta go."
Don't come home telling her you didn't hear her.
No, we were only allowed to go as far away as that we could hear it.
You better fucking hear that fucking cowbell or whistle. Yeah. Because
we gotta go. I gotta take the note. We gotta take the ball. That's my. See you later. Bye. Yeah. Run like hell. Yeah. So from the sidelines, in steps a new trend: vaping, a mirage solution to all of the cigarette's ills. These e-cigarette devices first gained popularity as an aid to those attempting to quit smoking. They were seen as less harmful, but only when used for their intended purposes by existing smokers. Young non-smokers who pick up vapes are ingesting nicotine that only doubles their troubles. Doubles their troubles, Kevin. Both the UK National Health Service and the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, spreading the disease, emphasizes that e-cigarettes are safe for or unsafe for kids and teens and young adults. How is it possible that it's okay for a full-blown adult, but a young adult who is an adult, Kevin, they're adults. It's not, as the adolescent brain does not finish developing until the age of 25, that is a load of horse shit. The NHS particularly warns against non-smokers engaging in vaping, seeing it both as a gateway to smoking and a vice that contains other harmful substances besides nicotine. However, much of this advice is ignored altogether. Michelle says, my chat is down. None.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I see you chatted. And I saw Addie said, unless you're bleeding. And
I thought it was quiet, but I didn't know.
Everybody type something into the chat room so that Michelle Elliott doesn't freak out. I think people just aren't chatting because we're so engaging that they're
yeah, that's what it is. That's right. Do you see me?
See, Mowgli typed something, and Kevin typed hello.
Hello.
So I don't think the chat is down. I just think that people are so interested in what we're talking about that they're not typing. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Well.
See, Mallory says something too. I know that there is an 8-second lag. I did test it at the beginning of the show. A recent survey of schools in northern England revealed that the number of teenagers regularly vaping has jumped to 1 in 7. Wow, Kevin, that's more than 10%. Some countries have taken drastic measures to address the adolescent vaping epidemic, such as Australia's ban on all vape sales except for those with a prescription. Scotland is looking to follow suit in response to their rising rates of youth vaping. See, Skip has not said hello or anything the entire show, but she says her chat is working. Hello, Skip.
Skip's making me work my brain this week.
She's been hiding in the background. Did you notice that?
She's making me work my brain earlier.
And Bruni, see, I'm sorry, Michelle, but your chat is working. It's just that everybody is so enwrapped in listening to what we have to say. Vaping appeals to the social media influence, convenient first, cost-saving Gen Z.
Yeah.
What?
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. Well, let me go back. While countries look to respond to the growing number of young people vaping, regulation is proving too slow. Gen Zers on social media and out in the wild, there are no Gen Zers in the wild. All they do is play on their phones all day. They're not out having fun and climbing trees and actually doing things like wild monkeys like we used to do. Are out in the wild and are vaping more and more. Mm-hmm. I actually saw a story the other day. Now, Kevin,
what?
When I was a kid, and I'm sure you also did the same thing, I always had a pocket knife in my pocket.
I just said I whittled. You said climbing trees.
I know, that's why I brought this up. But I saw this video this week of this kid who was in another country going to school, and his mom always sent like an apple or something with him to school, and he had a pocket knife to cut the apple, and nobody thought it was a big deal until he came to school in the United States. And he said he went to the lunchroom and he pulled his apple out of his lunchbox and he started cutting it with his pocket knife. And 20 minutes later, the police were handcuffing him and taking him out of the school.
There was a meeting with a major security company. We won't go any further on that part of it. And technicians.
Loomis? No. Wells Fargo?
home security company.
ADT?
We had been told with a memo, and you had to sign the paper, we could no longer carry knives of any kind except the authorized, the little loop safety cutter bullshit thingy.
So Kevin, this is my everyday carry. This goes on my belt, on the back of my belt.
I've always carried a fucking knife. What is wrong with these people?
And it has this little pocket knife in there.
You could not carry anything unauthorized. And boy, did that piss. Well, there was 12 technicians in that room at that moment, and every one of us just shook our heads at each other. Yeah, it's a tool.
This is for carving apples, and it's got that cross on it. This is a holy knife.
My 6-foot drill bit, yes, 6 foot, 4 foot, 2 foot drill bit, along with the regular little ones, were fine. Those were okay. You could use those all day long, but you cannot carry a pocket fucking knife. A pocket fucking knife.
I mean, I often carry this one too. I mean,
so I carried it anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Are they going to pat you down before you start your day?
Well, that's what I was thinking. So
yeah,
there you go.
I mean,
anyway,
yes, it's not like this is my everyday carry, Kevin. I mean, this is not my pocket knife that I carry around.
Contrary to popular belief and thoughts in your heads, I was actually a Boy Scout and had a Boy Scout knife even as well. Kind of nice. Weed blow. I didn't go anywhere further than that because I found dope.
Never mind. I was gonna go somewhere really bad with that one.
No, don't go anywhere. Just don't go anywhere.
So, never mind. Yeah.
Your freaking pocket knife. Calm down, Karens.
So who did you blow? Oh, never mind.
Oh, there's a little one. That's a little knife. I got that one. I can't reach my other one.
Yeah. So yeah, where were we at here? And the most successful vaping brands, such as the Chinese-owned Elf Bar, have captured a whole generation through their viral social media campaigns and support by top influencers with billions of views.
Patrick, who right now is showing you that these are the top brands? Who's telling you this?
They are
the media. Right? Okay, I was just making sure because I didn't know that. It's right fucking there in your fucking face.
They are. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Other big tobacco companies, such as British American Tobacco, also have their own vaping devices sold under the banner of reduced risk products because they went through a very expensive and extensive testing protocol to get permission to use that reduced risk claim. That's why.
Minuscule.
Beyond the toting of vapes by influencers, vapes also appeal to young people because of their ease of use, sweet flavors, and relatively low cost in comparison to cigarettes. Vaping
access
is a low stakes entry point into the world of smoking and one with plenty of peer pressure surrounding it. One study by Action on Smoking and Health, ASH, a UK-based public health charity, found that more than half of previously non-smoking young people started vaping just to give it a try, but this fad soon become an addiction.
Right. Absolutely.
Excuse me. What is the KE in the Boy Scout? What is that about?
Me. Kevin was in the Boy Scout.
Oh, no, he said he was in the Wee Blows, and then I asked him, who did they blow? And he wouldn't answer.
Cub Scouts. Yeah.
You didn't blow the Cub Scouts, Kevin. That's just gross.
I was a Cub Scout. Where's my...
There is now increased attention on the harms of vaping. Even previous TikTok vaping influencers have opened up about their addictions, while others have started speaking about the environmental harm of single-use vapes, and governments are being pushed by schools and healthcare providers to address the growing issue of underage vaping. Despite the current public health discussions around the dangers of vaping, it is here to stay. The rapid uptake of may plateau, but Gen Z in many countries will become the vaping generation regardless of perceptions and its uncoolness. Even with the worry of parents and states, vaping is not going anywhere fast and has created a new generation of nicotine users.
So I'm gonna toot my own horn for a second when I can figure out how to close all this other shit out.
I got to go over here to what Skip is asking me to go over here and look at.
What is going on here? You do that, and I'll get ready to share my screen.
Well, people think that I can actually click on a link in the chat room, even though I've said 100 times I can't.
Yeah.
So I have to actually go and find her poll on her timeline because I can't click on the link that she has slapped into the chat room. Oh, you know what?
What is this slides thing? They added. Hey.
Yes, they added features, Kevin.
On your computer.
Yeah,
oh my
yes.
Goodness gracious, they're going to confuse the shit out of me. All right, so let me find my tab.
How many years ago was that comment made? Who are the authors? What?
Huh?
In my next tweet will be a screenshot of a comment from a paper. How many years ago was that comment made? Who are the authors? Oh, there it is. In accepting, I'm going to share this real quick since it's up here. Link. So this is the tweet that Skip is asking us to respond to.
Yes,
so
that's what
here. In accepting that we now have smokeless tobacco products available that are less harmful than the dominant products, public health professionals and policymakers need to decide whether to focus effort on restricting access to the most harmful products, smoked tobacco products, or focus much time, energy, and legislation in restricting access to the most harmful products that are under some circumstances, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So she's asking me, how many years ago was that tweet tweeted? So let me see.
How many years ago was that comment made? That statement in that screenshot you just read?
Right.
How many years ago? Not the tweet.
Yeah. Right. Well, this screenshot came from something. When was this authored? And she's asking who authored it.
Yes, so, I gave my guess and I'm wrong.
I'm going to say it has to be less than 15 years because it says now that these products are available. And so it can't be 15 years. So I'm going to say 10 years. And I'm going to say that Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids said it.
Oh, see. You're right. I said 5. And I said, I guessed, rather, not said, Dr. Rodu. Because of the smokeless mention.
No, I think she's asking in an ironic way.
Right.
Like this is ironic that the people that are saying this are probably our worst enemies now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
now, someone else gave an answer, but I'm not going to say the name rather, because it made a little more sense. But that was my guess, and that was your guess, and there you go. I was wrong either way, but she made me think. I was rethinking questions.
Yeah. So y'all go and guess on the tweet. On the tweet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Let Skip drive you crazy.
Go and respond, so then Skip will let us know if my guess is inaccurate or not.
Bruni was a Boy Scout. See? See?
They didn't have Boy Scout. I mean, when Bruni was a child, the dinosaurs were still eating the cavemen, so they didn't have time for Boy Scouts.
Drop Bear Scouts. Mallory.
So I'm gonna turn my camera off, and I'm gonna run and refill my beverage, Kevin, and I'm gonna share your screen. So you have to eat up enough time discussing what I'm sharing.
Well, let me see if I can move it without losing it here. Well, I guess that doesn't matter. I asked questions. I don't know if any of you know that. I think some of you do. I know Bruni does. I asked 15 total questions. 14 were questions. Last was comment. Is vaping, in your opinion, a gateway to smoking? These were vapors that took this survey, folks. A gateway to smoking is 82%, 82.5%. No. The answer is no. So while Patrick's in there slugging away at his stuff, I'll give you a few answers. I don't know. In some cases, yes. This was chronological, I believe, going forward. I find vape more frequently than I smoked, simply because it is more accessible. I can smoke it inside my home without going outdoors. There were no names, of course. The number is just the person that took the number. Depends, maybe, really, maybe due to the addiction to nicotine. You got a lot of maybes. These are all literal comments from the survey that I took in 2014/15. And I'm glad I can't read that one because I don't know that language. 72 countries, guys. Yes, for all who still smoke cigarettes. If they vape first, they will smoke, but then they will see how bad analogs taste. It's an interesting world when you go through every question and every comment, because I had a choice to not add the comments in. It would have just been in my opinion, something very boring, just answers and that's it. The answers were stunning, and that's where I got the guy, I think in England, that said he doesn't cough anymore and he doesn't wet his knickers. And that made me cry because I was laughing so hard, but I understood. I get it. You know, he sounded like he was an older gentleman and he wet his knickers when he coughed. And he doesn't do that anymore. And climbing mountains and all those other things.
Are you saying that when you cough really hard, you wet your pants, Kevin?
I understand that you could. My mother did it. She didn't smoke.
I know lots of mothers that do.
Right. You got that control issue or whatever. I don't know. I'm not condemning it. I'm just saying it happens. That's all.
I will heart and retweet.
Heart
your Robert K. Jackler.
It looks popular at 10 o'clock at night on the West Coast, on the Fig Coast.
On the Robert Jackler.
There's something, his name.
I was going to say Jackoff, but you know.
Well, that too. He's involved with something with nicotine. I thought a process or he wrote the Surgeon General's 88 report. Something is hitting my head, and I can't think of what it is offhand. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, clearly he likes Joe Camel though, and I'm appreciative of that because
he was a cool cartoon character. I mean,
oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
I think we would make cool cartoon characters. Just so
I am a cartoon character. I'm Captain Caveman. You remember Captain Caveman?
I'm going to be Underdog.
Captain Caveman.
In fact, I mentioned Underdog today on Twitter. I wanted to be Underdog, and then my uncle said you just wanted to run around in tights and a cape, and I thought that was
just wanted to be Droopy.
What? I what?
Droopy. Underdog was that was. He had another
Underdog.
No,
Droopy's something else.
Droopy had a costume character persona.
He did?
Yes.
I was too busy being Underdog.
And he talked like this.
I jumped off my second bunk unsupervised. I was Underdog. I had my fucking blanket over my neck, and my mother said, "What the fuck are you doing, you dumbass?" Because I made that big old bang when I fell. You know.
And then your head hit the floor, and it was like that empty melon sound.
Hurt near. That's what's been wrong with me since.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What else? Bean footage.
Let's see. What else do we got here?
I don't want to bore them. 7,000. Thank you, Broody.
7,000. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
138.
No, did I?
72 countries.
How did we skip? How did I skipped one. Oh, I guess we can go and do this one. Yeah. Let's present a video file, Kevin.
All right.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
I'm ready.
Just a second.
Chop, Zippy.
Here, I found it. Yeah. Open.
All right.
Vaping is fast becoming an epidemic amongst children, according to shocking new NHS figures that reveal those as young as 9 years old are being hospitalised with collapsed and bleeding lungs linked to illegally sold e-cigarettes.
Yeah.
Pneumothorax, Kevin.
Yeah, primary school children. In the year to April, there were at least 15 cases where children aged 9 or under admitted to hospital, up from just 1 last year and 2 the year before that. Well, Ewan Fisher nearly died after taking up vaping at 16 and required an artificial lung to keep him alive, and still suffers to this day, and has a warning for children and for parents. Ewan joins us now alongside Professor of Paediatric, Respiratory and Environmental Medicine, Jonathan Grigg. Very good morning to you both.
Morning. Morning.
Look, Ewan, your story is a real shocker for kids.
Well, we know that he didn't get a pneumothorax from being a small, skinny kid.
I mean, we understand from these figures that really little kids are taking up vaping. What happened to you at the age of 16?
So I took up vaping as a substitute for smoking cigarettes because I wanted to fulfill my boxing career and try and get the maximum potential that I could. And I didn't listen to my mum when she told me to stop vaping. As a good parent, she was trying to help me, and it just went downhill from there, really.
So he admits to having a good parent that told him to not do it.
Impossible.
And he did it anyway. Now, unlike the girl that was in the previous story, the mom knew that she was doing it, and she didn't tell her to stop. She just told her to cut back. Well,
his parents also could have said, "Don't make me look stupid, you little fuck, you little bastard."
Yeah.
Like, come on, you know.
Don't you embarrass me out while you're out there either.
Don't out me. Don't out me, bro.
I'll beat your ass.
Ended up on 2 different life support machines in a coma, and on an ECMO machine where that's a lung bypass machine, and I had 20% chance of living, and it ruined my whole life.
When you say it ruined your whole life, do you mean you have not fully recovered?
So it ruined his life, but he's still alive, Kevin.
Well,
whatever it is that caused this, because it wasn't vaping, but whatever it was.
The downfall of humanity was just shown a little while ago with the rock deal. So I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it's over.
And you don't think you will?
Yeah, no, I don't personally. They did tell me I would make a full recovery, but I'm still having quite a lot of side effects now, and it took me quite a long time to walk again, so I missed a lot of my main teen years.
How long were you in hospital for?
So I was in hospital for a total of 8 weeks, and then I actually came...
Oh, no, he was kind of skinny there. Maybe that was after his recovery, though. He was in a coma for a while. You can trim down pretty fast when you're being fed through an IV.
Came out of hospital and had to go back in because I had to go on a high dosage of steroids every month from then onwards.
So it's having a direct impact on your lungs,
yeah,
the vapes. How often were you vaping, and kind of what did the doctors say about what it was doing to you physically?
So I was vaping as like a substitute for cigarettes. So I was doing it, say, 10, 12, 14 times a day. And obviously it's called hypersensitivity pneumonitis, what happened to me. And there was studies that was done with the 2 liquids that I used that shown that something in the liquid did affect my lungs.
Professor Grigg, you're an expert on...
I want to see that testing.
I want somebody else to see the testing so they can tell me what was found in the testing. Because I'm not anywhere near smart enough to
Because
read it.
I guarantee you, if a vape company produced a liquid that actually caused this, we'd know about it. Like, it would be headlines all over the fucking place.
No, Patrick. Double plus good now. Do as you're told. Toe the line.
I mean, They can't be stupid enough to think that if they had that artillery, they wouldn't have already shot it.
On children's breathing and lungs, and you'll have been watching what's happened in our country over recent years, listening to Ewan's story. The fact that his mum said don't vape, something's gone wrong, hasn't it? There's something failed in our public health and in our NHS where we've...
No, it's failed in the style of parenting. These parents are afraid to actually correct their children. Because now they're afraid that, if I do beat the shit out of my kid so that he acts right, they're going to take my kid away.
Oh.
You know how many kids would be in the foster system when we were kids, Kevin?
There wouldn't be. Well, never mind.
No children would have been raised by their parents. My mom took me to a store because I stole a cap gun when I was like 6 years old, Kevin.
Yeah.
And my brother ratted me out.
Wait a minute. The term "took" is probably a very loosely used term, but all right, she took you to the store.
I five-finger discounted a cap gun because my mother would not buy it for me. I got all the way home with it, and I was playing in the yard, and my brother comes out and says, "Where did you get that cap gun?"
And you said, "I stole it."
And I said, "Mom got it for me."
Dumbass.
Which was a mistake. Because he immediately went in the house and was mad that I got something and he didn't.
So
then my mom comes out and sees that I have absconded with the cap gun and took me to the store, explained to the store manager that I stole the cap gun, and handed him the belt.
Handed him the belt.
And he said, "Ma'am, I can't do that." So she snatched it away from him and beat, and everybody in the store knew what I had done by that point. And
was it because of the
parents, all of the parents were like slow clapping. When she started wailing, they were like,
"I'm so sorry you went through that." Oh, yeah.
So, that's why we, Generation X, are capable of ripping the throats out of Generation Z and the millennials and all of that nonsense. Leave us the fuck alone or you'll find out.
Gone from telling people who are heavy smokers as adults that vaping is better to giving the impression that vaping is safe or it's okay.
Yeah,
and
you just get this
as a result,
look.
There's loads of kind of colourful ads and vapes being sold and children can actually get them free. They can't buy them, but they can be given them. But actually, what is the impact?
What? Kids can be given them?
I don't know. There's some crazy thing over in England, I guess. I don't know.
I
don't know.
It's illegal for them to purchase, but somebody can give them to give.
There's a script, Patrick. It's a script. It's a show.
I think that I have a need for like newscasters to actually tell the truth.
Like you can't have that any longer. It's a threat to our democracy. Video, you remember?
But these UK people, they don't. You know what?
No.
That's the UK. They don't have freedom of speech over there.
We've got Aussie friends in the chat. Do you believe is there a connection with the UK and Australia? Are they like sisters?
Not anymore. No.
But they're influential.
I mean, I don't think that they're part of the Commonwealth anymore. They're not part of the empire anymore. They're an independent nation now.
Okay, I don't know all that.
But they do have the Queen on their money, I believe.
I'm curious.
I know the Canadians still have the Queen on their money. Those damn
right, and they're like
red coats
still, right? Well, all I'm thinking is the UK's ramping up because Australia wants to ramp up, so they're saying, "Well, you guys do what America did, so we can finish it off." I think there's some kind of weird flow of stupidity going on, and I'm not sure why.
No, remember, I just told you that stupidity is a global epidemic. It's spreading all over the world.
It's very catching.
I mean, there are people actually eating or at least sucking on rocks and paying money for it, Kevin.
That's why I only limit myself with you 1 day a week for a couple hours, because I can't go any further.
They're paying money.
I can't
to
help.
Suck on rocks, stir-fried rocks, Kevin.
On the lungs of children, what do we know about what vaping does to children and young adults?
Well, we know that they're not safe, and that the substances that you're breathing in is not just nicotine, which of course is highly addictive, and this is extremely worrying when children's brains are developing, but also these other substances which, okay, maybe if you take them by mouth, but absolutely are not okay when you breathe them into the lung. These are sort of food flavorings and other types of flavoring particles, ultrafine particles.
Take them anally
as well, which are generated.
There's chemicals, Kevin.
You see what Bruni said? I just figured it out. That's what it is, isn't it, Bruni? They're fucking with you via them. Them motherfuckers.
We are still part of the Commonwealth. The King of England is also the king of. You would think if your whole country's a whole country of convicts that were transported against your will,
except
you would
Bruni,
think that you would have overthrown the king. And now look, you went from having a pretty cool lady Elizabeth to Chuck with the big Dumbo ears. I mean, really?
Hey, what about them Dumbo ears?
And they disowned the ginger. Did you see what they did? They disowned the ginger because he married a commoner.
No. Yeah. Really?
Yes.
That's not very nice.
Yeah. The spare. They disowned the spare, Kevin.
Oh, the movie star something or other.
The one that married the movie star girl, yeah, Meghan Markle. Harry. They disowned Harry.
I can barely keep tabs on my own people, let alone theirs.
Because he's a freckled ginger
who
married a commoner.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So there's a connection between Britain and Australia's problems. That's where I was trying to go without knowing for sure where there was. That's all.
And I was just being critical of England because I'm Irish.
Wow. They say funny stuff. Color.
They can't spell right. They have a U in color.
It's the U thing I'm having problems with.
They call cigarettes fags, and
well, I don't care about that.
They call erasers rubbers.
The U just throws me off so bad. Mm. So this guy doesn't want kids to vape.
Oh, they can't spell gray either.
Oh, do they do the A or they don't?
They do the E.
See. So this tells me that he wants them to do it orally. I'm sorry. He does not want them to do it orally in their lungs. He wants them to do it anally. Is that what we're surmising?
What did you say about anally? What?
He thinks that it's bad to do that through the lungs. Where the fuck else would you do it? Anally? So is he suggesting that it should be an anal thing now?
I'm guessing you can boof it. I mean,
I don't know.
You have very fine capillaries in that general annular region.
I haven't gotten a whole lot of good context out of this yet, but maybe
if you get heroin by boofing, I'm sure you can figure. I'm sure nicotine could be boofed as well. I mean, I don't think it would be nearly as enjoyable as vaping it, but okay, that's whatever.
It's a suppository kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
During the vaping process. We know in a range of models that they have a range of adverse effects. We can see adverse effects like inflammation and other things in our models. Our worry and
in our models.
Animals. Who among us has a tail besides me? Huh?
Well,
any of you?
I don't want to talk about that in public, Kevin.
Well, shake a knot in your tail.
Absolutely. The urine is the sort of tip of the iceberg. We're building up a whole cohort of children who are going to be addicted to vaping over the long term, and this long-term effect is going to have long-term effects on their lungs, their developing lungs, and cause disease.
And where do you think it went wrong? I mean, at what point did we get this wrong? Who failed to tell parents and children about the dangers of vaping? How did it happen?
That's a very good question. I think certainly the government and Public Health England just got too enthusiastic about this, new therapy which everyone could just buy in shops and it will stop smoking. As you say, none of us are going to have a problem with someone who's tried everything and is a 50-year-old smoker and just trying it as a last resort. Absolutely, we're not talking about this.
So he's not talking about making it harder for people that smoke, but we want to remove every option that they enjoy.
Patrick, if there's dangers, why would he profess the idea that a 50-year-old could do it? Because it's dangerous. You just said it was dangerous.
A 50-year-old, apparently they're saying that brains are not plastic and become
concrete.
There is such a thing as neuroplasticity.
Well, and what I'm saying, I'm confused.
He's claiming the human brain is done developing by the age of 25. And as someone who is a certified neurological specialist in the field of physical therapy, I will tell you that the brain continues to evolve and develop over time, even beyond the age of 25. Because, for example, somebody that has severe neurological trauma from, say, a stroke, their brain will reroute new pathways around the damaged area so that people can continue and also learn how to walk again or learn how to use their arm again, or God forbid they have a really bad stroke and get aphasia, learn how to speak again. So you can't tell me that the human brain is done developing by the age of 25. That's bullshit.
Except for Ed.
Well, Ed is 150,000 years old. I
know it's not easy for him to deteriorate.
He's seen and done everything by now, Kevin. I mean,
twice.
He's already learned everything that he needs to learn because he's been around forever. So his brain might have stopped developing because it doesn't need to develop anymore. But I'm telling you that people their brains can evolve and can continue to grow and can continue to learn new things. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Clearly.
I even at age 51, I can learn a new language. Now, it might take me a little bit longer, but I can continue to learn things. And my brain continues to develop over time. This whole idea that the brain just stops at age 25 is ridiculous.
I don't have any understanding.
Addie is chastising us for being mean to Ed.
He's old. Good God, he's old, Eddie. I don't know if I can do that. I'm a conscientious objector.
I thought he was only a little bit older than you, though, Kevin. I mean, you are up there as well.
Oh, he discovered daffodils.
I think you and Bruni are the same age or pretty close.
I think Bruni and I are within a year or two. I can't remember.
And you're both ancient compared to me.
He's way better looking though. Look at him. Have you seen that beard? Good Lord. Well, it's like a country of its own.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, did you see that clusterfuck band just saved my vape again?
See?
Look at that.
All you people that don't have your clusterfuck vape bands.
Just look at that.
What are you doing? See? Bruni says that he's 159.
4 years. He's got me by 4 years.
No.
And a half. I'm 55.
You're over 60, Kevin.
55 and a
about
half.
Public health issue where everyone is seeing vapes and children are being attracted to them. I think we do have to ask the question, where did we go wrong? I think it's probably the advice that was given to Public Health England from enthusiasts of vaping who have doubled down subsequently.
The enthusiasts, are they the big tobacco companies?
No, they're not. They're often academics who are coming from the smoking area and who, could quite reasonably hope that this was going to be the answer for everything. It's not the answer for everything. Even for smoking cessation, it's very unclear whether these are better and certainly then probably not safer than other well-proven methods.
Yeah. According to NHS Digital, there were almost...
Hey,
children,
at least this guy
stress of cells.
Did not throw vape enthusiasts or vape advocates under the bus and say that they were big tobacco shills.
It was implied to me.
So, there is that. I'm going to stop that there. I'm not going to go any further, but the link is in the show notes if you want to watch the full BS. So, Kevin, we announced last week that we were going to do a new feature on the show. I still don't have graphics for it, but the Vape Cats tweet of the week.
Vape Cats tweet of the week.
But anyway, so in all of your Twitter activity this week, have you found a single tweet or multiple tweets that
a quote tweet
that you want to nominate for the tweet of the week?
I want to say that my rodent friend is a runner-up. I'm going to say that because I don't have the one I was going to.
Well, he has like 8 billion tweets. Like all he does is tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet. I work a full-time job. I don't have time to tweet as much as Ed, not Ed, as
I'll nominate him as the tweeter of the week, but I won't give him the link. But yes, I can share my screen when I find it. Now, I'm not sure how we want to approach this other than sharing it.
I mean,
and then
we're going to share it, and either you and I will decide, or we will ask the people in the audience to pick. We'll figure it out as we go. We're learning as we go.
So I can't make the bottom part disappear. So it kind of surprises everybody. It's just obvious. So Mark and Bernie, because we love Bernie almost as much as the rodent. Why doesn't Baltic Victor, his handle, light matter to you, Dr. Califf? Why do you instead belittle his concerned wife, calling her Twitterati, tweeting from her mother's basement for wanting her husband to be smoke-free? Why do you protect smoking and mock those that want to quit? And then, of course, underneath is Victor's March 25th. I'm not sure. I don't know if that was that this year. I thought that was last year. But
this is anyway, an old. That's an old tweet, I believe.
I think it was last year. 2023. Okay, unless this is a new one button. Oh, I'm back. So there's my
your button. Now I actually have that open, so don't play the video, and I'll share it myself so that we don't bot. Because that's annoying. So this is one that you and I both highlighted.
It makes me want to cry.
So Victor says, my wife was over the moon with joy when I quit smoking. After almost 4 decades of smoking, I quit with vapor products. I have now been smoke-free for 10 plus years. When will ants and government organizations concede that vape is a life-saving way to quit smoking cigarettes? Now, Victor, the only criticism I have of this tweet is that you need to hashtag the word vape.
You need to play that.
Just because it will be searchable.
For those who haven't heard this.
Well, this is I don't know. Let me see.
Hi, my name is Charity, and I am not a vapor. My husband smoked for 37 years. He tried all kinds of ways to stop smoking. Nothing worked for him but flavored vape products. He's been vaping for 8 years now. He doesn't get winded when he comes upstairs to bed anymore. He doesn't hack and cough every morning and spit up nasty stuff out of his lungs. I don't know how that's bad. That's a good thing to me. He feels better. He looks better. How is that wrong? How is that bad? So I guess I have one question. I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.
So that's Kevin's nomination for the Vape Cats tweet of the week.
That's correct.
Luckily for us, I had selected this one, so I'm going to remove my nomination for this one because that would be unfair to, plus it's not entertaining to only have one. So I have another one that just so happened to get I got tagged in today, and it is also a video presentation, and it's from our very good friend in the chat room. Did you see Janine Timmons try to sneak in the back door?
Oh, look at that!
Now,
look at that.
Kevin has been on a roll tonight talking about boofing and backdoor stuff, so he might enjoy that. But let's listen to Addie, who is in the chat room right now, with an amazing little video piece of his own.
Mother to her doctor to get approval for a hip replacement. Her doctor said get his approval. She needed to quit smoking that day. The nurse saw a look on my mother's face and told me to take her to a local vape shop. 4 days later, my mom had not had a cigarette. Long story short, my wife and I decided to also go back to that vape shop and get set up for ourselves. Now, we're all smoke-free. All I want to say is don't take away flavored nicotine e-liquid. Don't take it away from smokers. It's saving smokers' lives.
So the second nominee is Adi Tooney.
There you go.
For telling his story about saving his mom's life and saving his own life. So we have the lovely Miss Altek and Adi Tooney. So
this is close.
This, in my opinion, I can't particularly pick one that's better than the other, Kevin. I mean, this is the love of a woman talking about saving her husband, and this is the love of his son saving his mother.
Yep.
I mean, how do you pick? How do you pick? How do you pick?
Is it perhaps that it's actual life that they're speaking about that is important to them in both ways? There you go. It's a time. In one hand, it's a husband, and the other, it's a mom, and themselves as well. And it affects them both the same, but yet completely differently because of the relationship. And perhaps, because I think you guys are right, it's a tie. It's heartfelt and as true as our world can be after we've struggled all amongst ourselves, by ourselves most of the time, to stop a habit that is detrimental in general. It's detrimental. Carbon monoxide is not good for you, kids. That has changed our lives in a positive manner, and those of us who have loved ones or the ones around us in both cases. So clearly this is going to be a tie. I'm stunned that we have the same exact brain, that we both thought of the same tweet within the tweet for me and the tweet itself for you. So I'm kind of impressed by you, but I still don't like you. Those are also my thoughts for the night. Just wrap it all in one.
So the inaugural winners
That's right.
of the Vape Cats tweet of the week, and everybody goes, ah, yeah, woo. I don't think I have an applause.
Yeah.
Let me see. Do I have an applause sound effect? I don't think I do.
Who knows?
No, I don't. I don't have it.
That's what we should do beforehand.
here, let's do. We'll just for the applause. We'll do this one.
There you go.
So, the inaugural winners of the Vape Cats Tweet of the Week is our very good friends, Victor Altek or Miss Victor Altek, and the lovely and talented Addie Tooney.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you, Vape Cats.
What I know is they're beautiful humans. That's what I know.
And Toasty Cheese is applauding. See, he's clapping.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing that from your perspective, you've been 10, 12 years, whatever it is, and you've gone through so many variances of how we communicate to each other and learn things from each other and teach things to each other at times. Bruni's given me a lot of knowledge, especially early on, and I didn't know where this journey would have taken me by just my little survey was just getting an answer to other people that might want to read him from other people that experience them. That was my goal. And then I kept finding out that it changed me. You know, the experiences, plural, have changed me by not smoking. And I never thought that was possible. You know, so when I see his wife and Addie, I think that's a mirror image of my life, you know. So it's very personal. And when you have, you know, opportunity to talk to a politician, because none of us do, then you see what the
I don't know that anybody would want me to go talking.
Well, I can teach
not
you
in a public hearing.
words.
I have spoken to politicians, but not in a hearing. You don't want me doing that. Mm-mm.
I did in Columbus. I did in Columbus, and it was cordial. I was polite, and he was supposedly on our side. But either way,
so I have included links to both of the tweets of the week. So it would be appreciated if everybody that hasn't already retweeted those tweets to go and retweet those tweets right now.
Take Janine's comment for a second, if you will, please, sir.
I got to scroll up to find the "I love you" Skip.
I love you, Skip, too.
Oh, I'd like to know what or who is their inspiration for continuing to. Who's?
Every freaking one of you. That's who lifts me when I'm down, makes me laugh till I cry sometimes. Some of you guys just, you may not know it. If I hit the like, love, whatever, that's kind of obvious, but sometimes underneath I can't express my laughter on it when I see some of the tweets. It's to help other people, and it's weird because 100 years from now, none of us will probably be here, but our generational lineage will go, who are these chuckleheads? Oh, that's my brother. That's my father. That's my
one of these days when we're gone, the internet will still be here, Kevin.
And we're going to be on fucking record, period. And then they can go, they were wrong.
They're going to go.
If they care.
Look at those old guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when you were a kid and people that were 30 were old?
Yes. I'm the guy that was at the Alabama concert looking to Janice like, look, who are all these old people at this concert? Oh shit, that's us. That was me. I did that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, here. So Hawaii is apparently going to be like hell, Kevin. I definitely don't want to go to Hawaii because look at this. As of tomorrow.
Saturday, it'll be illegal to ship any tobacco products, including vapes, e-cigs, and e-liquids, into the state to people and businesses without a license. The new law goes into effect on July 1st and is meant to discourage teens and young people from vaping and smoking. Wholesalers and retailers will have to update their permits and licenses through the Department of Taxation. And under the new law, the price for those permits and licenses also goes up 70% starting January 1st of next year.
So, Kevin, what do you think Chinese wholesalers think about Hawaii's new law?
They're going to laugh in Hawaii's general direction. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, unless customs in Hawaii has decided to open every package from China.
Yeah,
I really don't believe that you're going to make because I'll tell you now, there are retail sites in China that regular folks can order from, and when they order vape products, the Chinese will put on the packing slip machine parts or lubricants or whatever. I have received products from China from certain retailers with every kind of explanation of what is in the package except actually what's in the package.
Right. Now,
so yeah, I think Hawaii's like full of shit.
That means the products could get more expensive.
In terms of the youth who have been using it and found that it was much cheaper to use e-cigarettes and then to get the pack of different flavors, the prices will go up. And we know that worked with cigarettes in terms of the prices going up.
Again, Kevin, when you have a limited budget and you can choose to eat lunch or vape or smoke at the time, what did you choose? Yeah. So for them to say
what I did choose
that cost is going to stop people.
No,
I have to ask, where the fuck is your head? And where are you getting your idea that this actually stopped people? Because it didn't.
What will happen are two things. Little old ladies, and I'm using that term in general, not at Skip. Little old ladies and law-abiding citizens, if you will continue to pay like most of us did. And the rest are going to go to the black market that doesn't exist, and that's what's going to happen. Because fuck off. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Because they do also want to eat. But there won't be a black market. I'm assured of it.
When I started smoking, cigarettes were like 75 cents a pack, Kevin.
Yeah, it was about 50.
When I stopped smoking, cigarettes were like $3.50 a pack.
Yeah, sure.
And I smoked more and bought more than I did when I when I started smoking, I could smoke a pack in a week. But
I'm sorry, I was looking for
when I stopped, I was smoking 2 packs a day. So that's bullshit. I mean, no, when I stopped smoking, it was like $36 a carton for cigarettes.
Oh shit, it was like 70, 60 something.
Well, I stopped smoking about 11, 12 years ago. So
60 something, I think.
Janine, Janine, you are a lovely, lovely liar.
She's a good-looking liar.
47 cents a pack when I started back in 1925. Damn well in 1925 cigarettes were about a nickel a cart or pack.
I hope that included the nickel beer. Did it include the nickel beer? Jeez.
Wow. Anyway, let's finish this.
We saw that the youth are price sensitive, and so they backed off from experimenting with cigarettes. And so we have seen data.
Patrick, can I ask you a stupid friggin' question? Just because I have to.
Go ahead.
How can the youth be price sensitive if they can't buy them? I don't understand. You guys see how they manipulate
youth are price.
mass?
Youths are not price sensitive. Youths take money out of their mommy and daddy money that they get from mommy and daddy, and they spend it. They're not price sensitive. They're not earning that money. They're not They're not. Most of these kids today, Kevin. They have cell phones. They have their parents' credit cards. They have cash money that they're given by mommy and daddy for doing nothing.
I had a paper route to fund my habit. So I guess my follow-up question would be, and it's rhetorical, do you think she's lying then? And that's a great excuse to increase the taxes? Because
I'm not going to call
Lola.
I'm not going to call Lola a liar, Kevin. I'm going to think that
Lola, you're a fucking
has
liar.
Been indoctrinated by the people that came before her.
Liar.
And she's just regurgitating nonsense that they have brainwashed her into believing. I'm going to say that she's just blindly following what the people before her have scripted her to say. Now, Janine has every right to call her a liar. That's okay because and Addie's with the ditto. That's okay. Lola looks like a young, a very nice lady. I don't want to, I won't. Now I'll call Matt Myers a fucking liar all day. Don't get me wrong. I'll drag Michael Bloomberg out into the street and strip him naked and show the world that he's full of shit. But
if the price,
Miss Lola here looks respectable, I won't call her.
If the price sensitivity of the youth is more important than the access, compliance, and enforcement, then clearly they're not doing either job.
Now, again, Kevin, we know after several hundred of these shows, if not close to 1,000, I don't know how many shows we've done. No, you know what? I can guarantee that we're over 1,000 shows.
Our bullshit detector is pretty pegged.
I'm pretty close to 1,000 shows, if not.
You gotta be.
But if you expect somebody to actually do the job that they're being paid to do, Kevin, I think your head might be up your ass.
I've got a picture of myself just like that somewhere.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in the fact that people will do as little as possible to collect their paycheck.
Well, yeah.
And these people are happily dancing to the bank to cash their checks. So, get their direct deposit every other Friday.
And saying the words, well, I did what I could. I'm doing what I can.
And there are studies that show it also works with e-cigarettes and e-liquids.
Department of Health data shows.
Now, Kevin, you remember last week they showed that same file footage of the flickering red, and I kept saying the battery was dead. I just noticed, that this stock footage is just getting really generic.
Shows 1 in every 3 high school students vape, and 1 in 10 6th to 8th graders say they've tried it.
So sounds like a whole bunch of parents are doing bad jobs, Kevin. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, parenting is an action verb, and I know that sounds funny to everybody, but it's an action verb. Listen, I got friends in Australia, right? And
we know people in Australia. I wouldn't call them. I don't know if I'd call them friends.
All right, I'll take your word for it. So,
I mean, Bruni, along with he's only one.
Along with,
you said friends.
Along with Hawaii, because I'm now going to include Hawaii in this tweet. Is that big enough for you?
Yeah, I can read it.
Is it readable? Let me go one more damn time. There, how's that? Is that better? All right. So protecting cigarettes is Kimberly's some other dumbass down in Australia who's probably lying. Protecting cigarettes is hard. This is my suggestion for those who are listening later, not watching. I suggest a series of moats and drawbridges around Australia and now Hawaii. Fill the moat with anti-tobacco experts, and because I'm a nice guy and I'm concerned, I want crocodiles for added security. No, so that's my suggestion for the week. You can do with it what you will. I think that's a nice touch with the crocodiles. That was funny to me.
Was it? Okay. Now I do have a story. We have three stories left, Kevin.
Oh.
I do have a story to end tonight's show that will make you laugh or cry.
All right.
Or cry. But here's another one. Man switches to vape to quit smoking, loses a lung. Doctors glue it back to his chest wall.
Good night, folks. Have a great weekend.
This isn't even the one that's going to make you laugh, Kevin.
Oh, my God.
So it says here, Alex Gittins had to undergo surgery to have his lungs glued back to the chest wall after switching to vaping. He inhaled 600 puffs per week. 1 month later, he developed pain in the right side, stabbing sensations like those of a stitch, until breathing became excruciatingly hurtful.
Wow. Parenting can make one think choices. What?
Yeah. So it says here, parenting can make one rethink choices like no other event in life, especially when it comes to an unhealthy lifestyle choice like smoking. Smoking in any form is addictive, and many consider vape or e-cigarettes to be a safer alternative as it does not have tobacco, but the carcinogens in it are often overlooked or not considered altogether because there are no carcinogens in vaping, people. Please be less stupid. Yeah. The same happened when 31-year-old father-to-be switched to vape to quit smoking. Little did he realize that his pursuit was further worse. Within a month, his lungs collapsed. Alex Gittins had to undergo surgery to have his lungs glued back to his chest wall after switching to vaping. He inhaled 600 puffs per week. A month later, he developed pain. Oh, that's the same paragraph. The throbbing sensation traveled to the left side and up his chest in 90 minutes. It felt like a heart attack, but after an x-ray, it was discovered that the right lung had no air whatsoever as it had collapsed due to a pneumothorax, Kevin. Pneumothorax. Doctors then inserted a tube in his rib cage to release the air trapped within, along with fluid that was taking a toll on his chest and lungs. But when his lungs did not heal naturally, Gittins had to undergo surgery. Doctors cut out a portion of the affected lung before stapling and gluing it back to the chest wall to prevent it from collapsing again. After some time, he realized that the vape he was using was a fake one. Although a genuine one is also not safe, this one was further worse. Now, with the newly glued lung, Gittins continues to try to adjust, but he still reported getting breathless when walking for more than 5 minutes. While doctors said that he would be normal within 8 weeks, there still persists a 2% possibility of his lungs collapsing again.
It'd be further worse if that happened.
What are the health risks of using a vape? Vapes are flavored and also known as e-cigarettes. They are considered safer alternatives to tobacco-loaded cigarettes, but there are several reports of the device causing collapsed lungs in teenagers and young adults. They are also strongly associated with cancer risk, much like traditional cigarettes. What?
Right.
Where?
Show
me. Show me. I'm from the show me state now, Kevin. I want them to show me.
Take your pants down. Let me see it. Come on.
I'm like a Missourian. Is it Missouri that's the show me state? Is that what it is?
I think so.
I think so.
Instead of proving me wrong, I want you to prove yourself right. If you guys think about that for a second and think, well, Kevin's pretty smart sometimes. I get like one a month,
One good idea?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's possible.
I don't always act on them. I have them once in a while.
But
and I
here,
store
Kevin,
them all up.
I got a good idea for you.
Does Elmer's have like a vape safe glue that we can just get now?
Well, I mean, I think when I was taking field first aid, when I was a government contractor, they made us take a class just in case. So one of the things that we can do to stop a bleeder is to pinch it off and glue it with super glue.
Right.
So, we always had super glue in our field kit. So there is that.
Well, let me ask you another question, since you're the expert and you're actually in the medical field that I'm going to ask about lungs. If I got a guy's chest open and then I say, hey, give me that arrow stapler, and I go with a stapler, isn't that going to create new holes? That's going to hurt like fuck too, isn't it? Oh, I bet that fuck. Oh, wow.
Now there is viscera. Now your lungs shouldn't really be glued to your thoracic cavity. They're supposed to float in there. That will allow full expansion and during respiration.
Our bodies are 60% or something water.
So I kind of scratch my head for the whole purpose of this vape. Now, if his lungs are damaged to the point where they're not hanging where they're supposed to be and they prolapse or fall where they're not supposed to be, maybe they tack it up with some glue. I've never actually personally seen that happen.
To what? What did they tack it to?
To the thoracic wall, like they, the inside of your rib cage.
Wow.
But I've never seen that happen before, because
maybe they could take some of them rocks and then glue them onto the rock and then the rock over to the wall.
I'm a little dumbfounded with this, but I've never heard of that before. But here, Kevin, I showed you some bad ideas, so here's a good idea. So
all right, I'm open to suggestion.
So that was led by
Now, I want you to be sure this is the Video Journal of Oncology, Kevin.
All right.
Now, we've shown several videos in the past from this website that have been relatively intelligent. So let's see.
Research fellow that I work with, Leah Jays, who's in Nottingham, and what she was looking at is how to help people who are in prisons. Obviously now abstinence is enforced in prison, you're not allowed to smoke on prison premises, and it's how you can support those individuals to be smoke-free once they're released from prison, because as soon as you're released into the community, these people are going back to old circumstance, old scenarios, and it's how can you try and support those to live a smoke-free life. So she's looking at different interventions that could work with that, and this again seems to be some promise with vaping. In giving people high quality vapes to try and maintain that once they've been released to the community. But they're another really difficult population. So much going on in their lives, so many, these people don't have anywhere to live, they don't have a job, they don't have families. So it's trying to find out how can these best be supported. So Leah's got some really positive findings that hopefully she'll take to a full-scale trial to get some better quality sound evidence.
Was that compassion I heard?
I heard compassion. I heard intelligent conversation about how to treat people with addiction, how to help people that have nowhere. They have insecurity about where their living situation is.
Don't say it.
And giving them high quality vape products to keep them from being to help them become smoke free.
Are you saying, and I'm stealing this from you blatantly, they're meeting them where they are?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy fucking shit. Look at that. That was UK. I wonder if she knows the wonderful and lovely Louise Ross. I wonder.
I don't know, but they're doing they're trying to get funding for a study.
Wow.
To actually figure out ways to help these people.
Yes, Janine. They were spending thousands and thousands to get prisoners to vape.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again. Was that compassion I heard?
That was compassion.
I'm not really used to that too much.
Yeah, there was no demonization. There was no judge.
Lame.
There was no judging. Wasn't judgy.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like I went into a different fucking show for a minute there. I thought I was somewhere else. Janine, you make Janine gasp.
I know, right?
What is wrong with you? My goodness.
Give me a second. I gotta do a thing here.
We did the same damn tweet of the week. I love that. Unplanned, completely unplanned.
That was weird. It was.
It was weird. That was kind of strange.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, I did forget to link this, so I have to do this. If you want me to, I can share the screen.
What?
While I'm I said I would do something earlier. I actually don't think you've shared what I think you're going to share, so I'll wait. I will wait.
Well, this is the last one, Kevin. This is what. So, if you have something you want to share before this, because this one's going to make you laugh or cry, one of the two.
All right. Let me get my. Damn it! Where are you on YouTube? I don't understand. There you go. There you are. I'm going to put this in the show comments, chat, rather.
What?
Oh, you did, and I missed it earlier. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, you talking about the tweets?
No.
Oh, the Clive Bates rethinking nicotine thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where's my share screen? Victor, share screen is right there. Share. So, for those of you who haven't, please do yourself a favor, because none of you are as smart as Patrick and I.
Janine and Skip and
okay, so they all are smarter than you and I.
There are some, yes. I won't say all of them, but there's a large number of them that are smarter than us.
Mr. Clive Bates, if you guys are unfamiliar with him, is pretty fucking brilliant. So, oh look, there's a smart owl.
Andrew shows up at like the last. This is like the last story, and he shows up like.
I already gave the.
And we already did the shill for the clusterfuck vape bans.
Of course,
and
we've
missed
done. See that's an old ass one. So, Clive, and I have a hard time saying this. Hi, boys. He pisses me off. This just pisses me off. When I took this test, it pisses me off. So I want all of you to be pissed off, and I want you to take this quiz. Oh, I'm not even going to go there because you take it and I'll just go down. I will do the first one and you give me your answer. If you had a close relative who was a 20-day smoker, what advice would you give them about e-cigarettes? Now you pick which one you like and you tell me. Go ahead. Don't hurt yourself.
Number 5.
You want number 5? Well, good. Now hit that link when you get off of here and go take that quiz. And then I want everybody to report back. Oh, you're doing it now?
Yeah.
This one, Rethinking Nicotine, a quiz. That's what it is right there. Rethinking Nicotine, a quiz. Now, I don't see a date. He's had it a while. And I don't know that he's given any results or responses about it, but there are no easy answers and no right answers. This is about you, kids, all you. So if you've taken it, wonderful. And if you haven't, I hope it makes you mad. So there, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And that's my Clive Bates Club for the plug for the week.
So if you could have the
love
level of smoking from 20% to 10%, how much vaping percentage of adults would be worth accepting as a consequence? So you're saying that we would give up those people? They wouldn't be vaping anymore? Or
that's for you to answer.
I don't understand what he wants. I mean, I'm trying to answer the question.
There are no easy answers and no right answers. That's the problem. This is one of the most brilliant quizzes in our little world and whatever that I just blew my freaking mind when I finished it. I was like, I can't stand you, Clive, and I told him so. So if you think you know everything, you don't. This should be required for every person who says I'm an expert. That's exactly what it is. The link's up above, right before or right after OWL. If you go that way, it's above there. Anyway, it's harder than it looks, isn't it, sir?
Well, he's got so many options. That's the thing.
I know. What does that tell you, sir? Everybody's different, aren't they? That they're not all the same. Isn't it? Look at that little brain. Just the little fucking mouse is in there. There's a fill up inside your little head going right now, isn't it? Yeah. He can't even talk. Look at him.
No, I want to answer it like.
You want to know?
I want to read the answer or read the options. Yeah. I'll wait.
It's for someone who really, really wants to challenge themselves, and Clive's given that opportunity. And it's been around. I wanted to say it's been like 2015 or 16. It's been in there a long time. So,
all right, Kevin.
That was it.
So we have a press release here from the Gordon County Sheriff's Office. And it says, juvenile charged with convenience store burglary. Mother charged in same case for receiving, selling the stolen property.
Oh my God. Well, so much for parenting is an action verb. She took this one a little further.
So at about 4 p.m. yesterday, deputy sheriffs were dispatched to a convenience store in Plainville in response to a report of a burglary. There, they were met by the owner, who told them that the front door had been smashed out with a large rock. The items taken included vaping devices and tobacco products. Vapes, which appeared to have been used, were scattered about the scene. The investigation revealed that 2 young boys were involved. After deputies reviewed security camera footage, while reviewing the security footage, investigating officers could overhear the young perpetrators speaking with who is believed to have been their mother during the burglary.
I love you, Jimmy.
So either she was off camera or they were on their cell phones with mom on the speakerphone, and they were saying, "Mom, which flavors do you want?"
Wow. How do you want me to do this crime, Mom? Should I?
Deputies were able to quickly identify and question the 2 juveniles, discovered to be age 15 and 8, who gave information which led the deputies to locate and arrest their mother. The juveniles were not taken into custody, though the 15-year-old will face burglary charges. Next, deputies traveled to Calhoun Lodge on South Line Street, where they arrested Ashley Renee Bennett, age 33, of 680 Plainville Road. Investigating detectives discovered dozens of stolen vaping devices in her car. Detectives have reason to believe that she was selling the stolen merchandise at the apartment complex. She admitted getting the merchandise from her children, and also told detectives that several actual illegal entries into the business had been made over the course of the weekend. Bennett is in jail facing charges of theft by receiving stolen property and 2 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
You can't make this crap up.
This is the 33-year-old mother, Kevin.
I feel so bad for the kids. I'm sorry.
Now, I'm sorry. This is ugly of me to say this, but this woman looks like she's not 33 years old. She has apparently led a very hard life.
Yes.
And, I have nothing but sympathy for her children, because if they came from, never mind. I was going to be ugly. I have to remember I have to be nice.
It'll be ugly.
But
But
if this is
how can you-
this is what they sprang from, they need to be removed from the home for sure.
Did you see any comments from parents against vaping yet? Because she's a parent, and then I don't know if that's, never mind. Fucking Christ. Maybe they'll go to the court hearing. Maybe they'll testify.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Meredith will testify.
Okay, Kevin.
What?
Okay, let me go over here.
Did I inspire you?
You did it.
I've asked if they've shown up to funerals. I'm not proud of that, but it's a comment that nobody else wanted to do. Go ahead.
What?
Don't be scared.
Oh, what? I got to get up here. Okay. All right. So we go. Hey, at parents.
An 8-fucking-year-old kid. 8.
All right, there you are.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, there they are.
Comma.
I don't know. They're probably drunk by now. They may not answer till tomorrow.
Found a new recruit for your board of directors. Period.
Or maybe truth, because Robin just retired.
She may not be.
This could be some public service.
Experienced
community service
as you. Period. She may not be as experienced as you. She has only victimized.
She did.
2 children.
Strange. Matt Myers
you
retired.
Are responsible.
Retired.
For countless.
Does this mean you get more than 280 characters too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fuck. See, now I just hate you. I don't even not like you anymore. Now I just hate you.
Kids.
I can tell you're concerned.
Hazing. Loss of privacy. Privacy in the bathroom.
I'm not one to tell you how to tweet, but human rights violations.
Strip searches. And bullying.
Yes, the boneyard truck is full. Now, if I can get about 4 more of them over there, the body count will be higher. We have a list, Janine. We have a big list of people, allegedly. I like that one. So you've hit your limit, but you're not at your limit. I like that. I really like that.
So only the first 280 characters will be visible, which means that this won't be visible.
Right.
So I have to figure out a way to remove a few characters because I definitely want the preview.
Does it show you how many you are?
It did until I actually until I passed.
Take off the S off abuses and maybe adopts. Oh, there you go. Oh, no, wait a
minute. Countless child abuse, Kate? No. Many. Let's see, many. Let's see. I won't say countless. Let's see, many.
Mm-hmm.
For Let's see. For a lot of child abuse. Oh,
interesting.
It's learning how to use the new.
Yeah.
The new stuff.
So it may be the link that's making this go over, but yeah, I get it. Okay. You could put BOD, capitalized BOD, board of directors. They'll know what you mean. So does everybody else probably. That'd take a lot out of it. I've nominated. Or board. You can do board. Yeah.
Still.
I don't know.
So if I remove this, let's see. Let's cut this out for a second.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got 10.
So I had 10. This is rocket science, boys and girls.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting if I actually do the yes, true. Last day of U.S. web sales at 5 Ponds.
Oh, there it goes. The preview's there now. That's all I wanted.
That's good enough. Yep. You know, when perfect stewards of the industry can't sell to adults, the system is broken. I heard there's plans though, but yeah. It'll do it. People are gonna click on it or they're not. You know.
Damn. Oh well.
The best tweets nobody sees anyway, Patrick.
That was fine. Last day of U.S. web sales at 5 Ponds. You know that. So I need to place an order because I need my strawberry rhubarb and my king side. I need like a vat of each of those in 12 milligram. Do they sell 50-gallon barrels?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Hey, we have 210 subscribers.
Woo, we went up. One of these days, we're going to get to 1,000, Kevin.
Like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Yeah, hit the bell for notification. Is that how they do that?
I think so. Well, I think there's a bell and then all or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know which one's what. I don't.
I always hear them say. I always hear them say, like and subscribe and hit the bell.
Yeah.
And then they have like a little graphic that comes up with the bell. I don't want to beg people. I won't beg people to do it. You know, the people that watch our show, that's all that matters to me.
I love them.
I mean, I don't give a fuck if we get to see. I named the show IDGAF. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm gonna still do what I do, and if people listen and enjoy, that's great. I want people to listen and enjoy. But yeah, I mean, this this is for us. This is for our sanity. It's to hang out with the people that we love that do show up. So that's fine. And we get to have fun and live tweet and show people how snarky we can be. And I think that tweet was right, the perfect amount of snark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you didn't cuss.
Not in the tweet. I never cuss in the tweets, Kevin.
No, not really.
I cuss like a motherfucker on this show. I'm a fucking sailor, but not really. But
your mother has soap.
When I was a kid, my mom wouldn't let. I mean, if you had to eat the bar of soap,
I can still taste it. Yes.
There was a bite that had to occur, and if you resisted biting into it, my mom would hold my mouth open and grate the soap on my teeth until it covered all of my.
Not that I was a bad kid, but I got this. It was
Kevin, you weren't a bad kid.
No,
I freely admit that I was a hellion.
That halo up there has some fire on it, but it's all right. It's okay. Everything's fine.
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking I
I
was
was
an
an
evil
angel.
child. I did awful things. I'm not gonna lie.
I was
Now, I was gonna show one more thing, Kevin. So we have been doing a running thread on child abuse and human rights abuses. And this week, Sharif Hendricks retweeted a tweet about the kid being tased at the skate park from last year.
Yeah.
And it says, I mean, obviously he's behind the times here, but he was only vaping, says witnesses at the skate park where teen was tased by police in viral video. Now we've covered this. This is, not news to us. So obviously Charlie replied somewhere. I don't know why. It should be here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah. Charlie says, I fear we'll see more situations like this, Sharif, as public health ratchets up stigma toward people who quit smoking the wrong way. So, because that was 10 hours ago. And then I replied back at 6 hours ago. It's sad to say, Sharif, but this isn't the first victim of the war on drugs vaping crusade that has targeted kids and caused both physical and psychological trauma, nor will it be the last. Here's a list of similar assaults on kids that I have been keeping track of. So, and then I link, obviously, the bookmark. I found my bookmarks, by the way, Kevin. Remember the other day I couldn't find the bookmarks.
Oh, good, yeah.
Of our list of awful cases of children. Look at, all these links.
Yeah.
Look at that poor child. They beat that. He was, and this is a special needs kid who got his ass beat in the bathroom. It just keeps going, and going. So
I don't understand it. I don't. I asked about it today,
but
again,
this is the gift that keeps on giving. We keep this list going. Every time I see a new story, I tack it on the end and I retweet it. But this guy, I don't know who this guy is. Sharif Hendricks, I don't know him.
Here,
he's not one of us that I know of. I'll scroll through his thing. It doesn't look like he's a vapor. This doesn't appear to be a vaping guy. This guy just seems to be that he's horrified that a child was abused.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So
sad.
So what are you sharing?
My I don't understand how we can keep continuing to find these things, but when a public health UWCTRI, it's a tobacco research intervention place, or
University of Wisconsin.
They of course
UW is University of Wisconsin.
1-800 quit now bullshit.
Yeah.
And they ask the best question: how do we best address the harm caused to Wisconsin's youth and young adults by e-cigarettes and vaping? Share your ideas on an upcoming bullshit story. And I said, how can we best address the harms caused by, and I just repeated their question. Do let me know when the stigmatization, bullying, perversion, beatings, voyeurism, tasing, and human rights violations of our youth stops. And that's all I had to say. I who gives a shit? Nobody except us, I guess, because they're doing this to their children and others' children, and they're just a big old clan of Karens running around, or a flock of Karens, if you will, and they're just going yip 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 cluck cluck cluck. And look what they're doing to the damn kids. And look what they're doing to the kid's mother, having them break in to places and steal shit. That's unhealthy and unwise, in my opinion. That's my final thought. Stop being an idiot.
Yeah, that's a good final thought. And that goes along with my final thought. Sadly, the 20 people or so that have been in the chat room tonight
we love you
are definitely in the minority. I mean, people are fucking buying rocks coated with flavors instead of eating food.
But Patrick, adults don't like flavors.
I mean, at this point, I'm not worried about the food. I'm worried about the people getting, or not the, I'm worried more about the fact that people are spending money on rocks instead of eating food.
Trendy. It's trendy. Is that what it is? It's one of these fad, trendy bullshit things.
I don't know, but I mean, this is how stupid our world has become. It's not our country. It's the fucking world. People are spending money on flavored rocks just to suck the flavor and throw the rock, or to spit the rock out. I mean,
in seconds.
They could have stir-fried chicken with those flavors. They could have stir-fried beef, pork, fish, shrimp, whatever, with those flavors, and people actually would have gotten nutrition.
Right. Yeah.
But no. We want to suck rocks. That's how fucking retarded. I'm sorry. That's how stupid people are becoming now.
Instead of kick rocks, you can suck rocks.
I weep for the future. And I guarantee you, some idiot is going to see that video. Some idiot in California, some idiot in Wisconsin, some idiot in British Columbia or Australia or whatever is going to see that commercial and go, I'm going to open a business. And they'll fucking make money, Kevin. Because
Patrick, nobody will buy bottled water. Well, hell with that pet rock thing. This fucking is even better. And they have to supply their own flavors.
And they're just going to reuse the rocks, Kevin.
This is genius.
Don't spit your rocks back into this bowl, because we're just going to wash them and recook them.
I think I just heard Fig's hair flip a little on this idea. You said California. I think maybe, you never know. Fig?
I mean, at one point I would have said only California's dumb enough to do this. But you know what I'm not anymore. It could be any state. I hope to God it's not Texas, or New South Wales, or, anywhere. Just the stupidity has become so rampant. And like I said, they'll fucking make money, Kevin. That's the sad part, is people go, oh, that's a great idea. Let me suck on that rock. That'll be my new diet plan. I won't get any nutrition out of it.
This won't have to be FDA approved because there's no food, right? It's
right.
Just rocks.
It's not food. Yeah.
Is this like the Geological Society that would have to approve anything? Or is
nobody? The USGS?
Nobody.
USGS, United States Geographical Survey.
That's the government entity. This is going to be an ungoverned scheme here.
They won't be regulated, Kevin. The rocks will be everywhere.
You can't increase taxes on a rock.
People are going to have their leftover rocks and they're going to throw them at windows.
Oh, but the children. What about the children? What are we going to do about the children?
The children.
What are we going to do about the parents of the children?
I think they should be sterilized. I'll tell you that. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
But anyway, we love you. Come back in 7 days and we'll maybe entertain you some more.
We do love you guys. We do.
Believe it or not.
Oh.
Even Troop.
Especially Troop.
Yeah. Have a good one. We're going to end tonight with the where's Mark at? Let's play Mark. Mark, I ended the show last week with Mark, and everybody went and watched the entire. People were sharing the entire presentation that Mark gave. They were thanking us for spreading the glory of Mark. So let's play Mark.
Glorious.
Good night, and stick around because I'm going to play the Gen X video after Mark.
Locally, my clients are physicians, nurses, single moms, couples, multiple generations of families, seniors on fixed incomes, disabled, veterans, residents of assisted living facilities, and teachers at the local elementary, middle, and high schools. Most are dealing with serious issues other than their smoking habit, further degrading their quality of life and their ability to quit smoking. From 18 to 96 years old with an average age of over 40, nearly all referrals by other successful clients. Most have smoked for decades, the result of the 93% failure rate that they've been stuck with. They don't believe you and don't trust you with damn good reason. You will never reach these people. They know you don't care and they despise you for it. I greet them in a t-shirt, this one with Kevin Crowley on it, and blue jeans, and a nicotine molecule tattooed on my forearm.
Who let Gen X off the hook? Why aren't we talking about those guys?
My good sir, first and foremost, let me say thank you for acknowledging the existence of Gen X. You see, we of course are the forgotten generation, and for the most part, everyone ignores that we exist, or they just want to leave us alone and not mess with us at all. Now, to answer your question, who let Gen X off the hook? Well, I don't exactly see it the same way as you. I don't think we were let off the hook at all. I think that no one wants to mess with us. And there are two main reasons for that. Number one is you're all dependent on us in one way or the other. The boomers, as they get older, get ready to retire, probably transition to Valhalla soon, they become more and more dependent on us as the days go by. And they also know in great detail what kind of a monster they created, and they're not ready to stick their hand in that bear trap. The younger ones, well, you've never become independent from us, relying on us for everything from your cell phone bills to your insurance, or even sometimes the roof over your head. And why would you bite the hand that feeds you? Now, the second part, and probably the scarier part, is what we Gen X are. We are the most rabid and feral generation ever. You see, the way that we were raised, forced into this place called the outside, we were left to our own vices to learn how to survive. And because of that, we've become inventive and creative in all aspects of our lives. And as far as our methodologies, some of them probably don't align with that of the Geneva Convention. And yes, we did want to live our lives just like William Wallace was, to be a farmer, to be left alone in some far-off place. But of course, if you invite us into a battle, we will come, and we will probably obliterate you in methods that you don't want to experience. So, I think that answers most of your question. And I do appreciate you thinking about us, but I also appreciate you leaving us alone as well.
It's a trap. It actually is a trap.
It's a trap.